The following program is an exclusive presentation of Bright House Networks. The Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week pregame show. Sponsored by Premier Equipment Rentals.
Coach, week 4, the opening game for SEYL. You played the defending Division I champion, Bakersfield High School Drillers. You guys prepared for tonight?
I think we're prepared. We plan a good week of practice, and our kids are highly motivated, especially after the tough loss against West High School.
What does that loss do for your program?
Well, we're in a fragile state right now. You know, anytime you start the year 1-2 with high expectations, and this is a huge game against Bakersfield High School. One of us is going home tonight 1-3, and one person is going to be 1-0 in the league, and they'll hold the tiebreaker over the other guy. So what that loss mean to us last week, it means that we have to prepare ourselves with some, I wouldn't say, we respected West High School, but we need to believe that we need to show up and play consistently the whole game.
You got a chance to take a look at the Drillers on film. What do they look like?
Shoot, I'm telling you right now, they look like a hurricane on defense. You know, he jumps in that 3-5, you know, and then he stacks 4 guys behind the center, and Coach Gold does an outstanding job, and I know that he's going to have something special for us, and I'm just telling you, our kids are going to have to play lineman assignment football, stay disciplined, because his group is very fast. They try to create pressure on the offense to force you into making turnovers, and that's one thing that we're going to have to pride ourselves in doing is, you know, taking care of our assignment, even though maybe some guy's not there, not leaving because somebody's going to show up in a split second. And like I said, his defense is like a hurricane.
Arguably, you're going to see 2 of the best running backs in the Valley in Jackson and Johnson. What are your keys to victory on stopping those guys?
Well, the key to victory with those guys is that you need to make sure you surround them and not take a play off. These guys will reverse field, and you got to keep them boxed in, and you can't quit playing until the whistle blows. Because if you think for a second, oh, my other buddy's got him, they're gone. I mean, it happens that fast.
Your plan of attack for tonight?
My plan of attack is to play field position, take care of the football, and you know, score 1 more point than the other team.
You've got Rick Van Horn as your offensive coordinator. Does that play to your advantage at all?
Well, I would think that it would, and I sure hope it does, because that was part of the equation that I was putting together when I made Rick Van Horn the offensive coordinator. And because I know that he spent a lot of time, you know, watching Bakersfield High School do his son now playing at BC. And if anybody knows Paul Gola, it'd be Rick Van Horn. And right now, Paul Gola, you know, he's won a couple of Valley championships since he's been here in a short time. And sometimes you gotta go get somebody to beat somebody, and that's what I'm doing with Coach Van Horn. So I got a lot of confidence in him, and I'm sure he's going to get it done tonight.
Chris Neal, talk about that young man.
Chris has done an outstanding job. Our line is, you know, they believe in Chris. You know, he's one of those type of players you got to play the whistle too, because if he's not done or down, he's not done. He'll just keep going. He has great leg churning kind of. I mean, I know I compare him to Walter Payton, Sweetness, and Emmett Smith, but his legs don't quit. When he hits contact, I mean, there was a play, the second series, the very first play against West High School. We should have had a touchdown. And the thing was is that we didn't go to the whistle, but Chris was playing to the whistle. And his legs churning on that play. He was just knocking kids off and left and right. And he's just powerful, but our kids really believe in him, and they want to block for him.
One of these teams is going to go to 1-3, as you said, but I know that's not gonna end it for you.
No, not at all. I mean, we're going to come out and we're going to try to win this football game tonight, but you know, you can't bake all your season on one game. It's week 4, and what you want to do is you want to get better week in and week out. Sure, I'm not going to kid you. I want to win tonight.
Coach Mills, Liberty High School. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Keith, you're the man.
Bright House Networks is Kern County's local sports leader. Only on Bright House Networks Bakersfield, you'll see Bakersfield Condors ECHL Professional Hockey, Bakersfield Jam NBA D-League Basketball, Cal State Bakersfield NC2A Division I Basketball. 3 chances to watch it live on Channel 21 as it happens. Replay the next night or anytime on Bakersfield On Demand. Digital Channel 300.
Bright House Networks and the Boys and Girls Club of Kern County offered summer computer classes at the Armstrong Youth Center. Teens learned about safe searches, and young children learned about safe online games offered through Roadrunner. Bright House Networks and the Boys and Girls Club help these young people have a safe and fun summer while gaining useful computer skills. Bright House Networks is committed to Kern County and to being of service that betters our community.
Tonight on the Premier Equipment pregame show, I had a chance to talk to head coach Paul Gola, and this is what he had to say about his team's chances. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Coach Gola of the Bakersfield Drillers. Coach, talk about some of the parity that's going on in town and also the tough schedule that you play and how that's affecting you guys.
Well, I think parity is a great word. It's, there's not one dominant team in town. There just isn't. And every week you got to take the approach anybody can beat you, and we found that out at Stockdale, and Liberty found that out at West, and really every week it's a battle, and we tell our kids we're going to get everybody's A game.
So I walked in on your film session. You guys were having a session called Coaches Change Lives. Talk a little bit about that program and what you hope to instill in these young players.
That's what it is. It's football is character building, and it's about life values, and you face adversity, what are you going to do? It's about the secret to success. It's hard work and everywhere, not just the athletics, but the carryover. So every Monday our coaches have a word of the week, and they go over and they do about a 20-minute presentation and talk about life and football. And then on Fridays we're starting to do character championship meetings also on Fridays with life development and also with football.
You lost a lot of leadership from last year's Valley Championship team. Talk about the guys who are trying to step up and take the place of those leaders.
Pete Mitchell last year is a terrific leader, and his little brother, a year younger, not so little, but he's our quarterback this year, and he's doing a great job. You got guys like George Meany, who's just an incredible story. Broke his tibia and fibula, got a pin in there, but I didn't think he'd ever play again. And he's out there starting, and what an inspiration and a leader he is for us. And you got guys like Cooper, Tevin Jackson, and some other seniors that are really right now stepping up, and this is the right time to step up because we're looking at 1 and 2 and going in and playing a very good league team.
Talk about your team's approach this week as you get ready for Liberty High School.
It's the same every week. We got to get better every day, and it's a rocky approach, but we feel like we've gotten better from each one, and the end result is you got to get ready for league and you got to get ready for the Valley title. And this kind of reminds us of 2006 where we came in, we lost a few games, but at the end of the year we roared through and lost to the eventual champ by 6 points and had a chance to win that game. So we feel like we're in a good spot right now. We like our kids and like our chances.
Talk about the guys on the offensive defensive line that'll be leading the way for you.
We got Emilio Cantu, Giovanni Nunez, Tevin Jackson, Kenny Wallace, Cooper and Marshall Paulson. Those guys have just been outstanding, and not one of those guys. We graduated every one of our linemen, so these are new guys, and they're just doing a fantastic job. So hopefully tonight we continue on that success. They're two-way players, and they'll get their spells on defense. Now they get mad when we pull them off, so we don't pull them off very often, and they seem to be in shape that they could do that. So as long as they feel good about it, we're gonna use it for everything we can because they're so talented.
What are some of the keys to victory for you guys?
The big thing is we got to find out where number 23 is. At every snap, where's 23? We're going to do where's Waldo every day this week. And 23, where's he at? Unbalanced, is he motioning out? Where's he at? Because that guy is pretty dang good. And then from there, we got to be able to line and play great. And can't give up the big plays and third down. That's what's killed us the last 2 weeks is third down conversions. Sign of a great football team is being able to stop the third downs.
Offensively, what are you guys looking to improve on this week?
We played 3 great offensive games. It's been surprising for a lot of people. We lost 9 guys last year on offense, so we're looking at 9 brand new kids, and each week we scored 30, and just done a fantastic job. So it's the same thing. Ball security number 1, time of possession. And when we get down there, we got to score.
You got 2 guys that really can carry the load for you. Talk about Jared Johnson and Alfonso Jackson and what they do for you guys.
JJ's a tremendous leader on our team, both on defense and on offense. And JJ, maybe the fastest guy on the team. He's a legit 4.5 every time he runs it, and he's explosive and violent. I think that's what he kind of likes. And instead of maybe juking somebody, he'll run somebody over. Where Fonzo is a slasher, and he'll try to cut. And if he has to put his shoulder down, he may. But he's a guy that's going to want to take to the house every time he touches the ball.
Good luck, Coach. Good luck tonight, and good luck the rest of the season. And we'll be back with the kickoff right after these messages.
Get rid of your old gas guzzler and buy used at the Barber Honda's Used Car Super Center. With over 200 cars, you'll get superstar treatment and state-of-the-art service at the new Barber Honda Service Center. It's the absolute best in Kern County. Find a pre-owned, fuel-efficient car that's just right for you. And Barber Honda has the largest selection of certified pre-owned Hondas. Don't wait until gas is over $6 a gallon. Start saving gas and money now at the Barber Honda Used Car Super Center, 4625 Weibel Road at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
ESPN College Game Day.
You ready? I'm ready.
The #1 college football show.
Expect the unexpected. I know you've done your homework on this.
Absolutely. Every Saturday.
It's always a fun place to be.
Look at these beautiful people.
I love them. This is heaven.
Live from the nation's college football hotspots.
These are the best college football fans in the nation.
The guys, the predictions, and the headgear.
Go Buckeyes!
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN and ESPN HD. Then log on at collegegameday.com.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into geology.
Jump into culinary arts.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into music.
With an amazing low cost per credit.
Jump into a life you love.
And financial aid.
Jump into acting.
Bakersfield College is more affordable than ever.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into college.
Your life's waiting, so jump.
Bright House Networks presents the Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week. Sponsored by Barber Honda, Bakersfield College, and Premier Equipment Rentals.
Well, very good evening, Kern County. Vance Palm here, high atop the announcer's booth on the visitors' side of Griffith Field, where the Liberty Patriots are downtown, hoping to take on, in their best possible way, the home squad of the Bakersfield High School. I've got Kevin Keys next to me. I've got a blue driller down on the grass in Brian Adams. Week 4 high school football game of the week exclusively on Bright House Networks Bakersfield. What a football game. You know, Kevin, when we think about Liberty at BHS on week 4, during week 4 of high school football game of the week, it's, not crazy to think both teams are going to come in 3-0. Not the case tonight.
Well, tonight one of these teams, Vance, is going to go away 1-3. But the good thing about it is this is the first league game, so they get a chance to start all over tonight because these are the games that matter. One team will be 1-0, and I'm excited about this. This should be a real battle.
Paul Gola and his BHS strollers started off the season beating Canyons. They were up by a ton. Canyons crept back in and made it close. Then they lose to Stockdale. And then last week, another loss. So you're looking at a team now who's looking at a possible 1-3, as Kevin said. Unthinkable for the Drillers, the Patriots, and what they've quietly said at times, possibly a rebuilding year. I don't know if anybody really buys into all of that talent as we see the Drillers come out of the tunnel and Liberty come across the front part of the football field here for the Liberty squad.
And you take a look at this. This is by design. This is Rick Van Horn at his best answering the Drillers as they come out of the tunnel. They wanted to show them up right off the bat. They didn't want to be outdone, and that's so smoothie. That's so smoothie at his best.
Well, talk about smooth. Let's go down to Brian Adams, our 10-year veteran of high school football game of the week. He's put a lot of hours in on this field as a player. Brian, your thoughts on this big football game tonight?
Well, first, Vance, let's talk about Coach Van Horn pulling that come out at the same time. Now, one time he did that, and he got beat by about 50. So let's hope that's not the omen for the Liberty Patriots. But we're in for a big game, a big-time league game between these two teams who basically have battled for the first place in this league year in, year out. And one of the things that it'll be interesting tonight is to see how disciplined can the driller defense be against the multiple formations and different ways of attacking offensive football that Rick Van Horn does.
Well, that game that Brian's talking about is when Coach Van Horn had the East Bakersfield High School Blades going against his mentor, Pat Preston, and he tried to show up Pat just a little bit too much, and Pat let him know what happens when you do that. He hung a half 100 on him. I remember that, Brian. That was one of those lessons learned.
Well, tonight is going to be a night where we talk about bloodline football. We started this last week kind of off the cuff at the Stockdale Clovis game. All of the relatives in the family tree of high school football here in Kern County. No better game to officially start bloodline football tonight. Liberty at BHS. Week 4, BHS will receive. Liberty's going to put this ball in the hands of this driller offense to start the football game off. This is kind of what high school football is all about in Kern County. 2 powerhouse schools, 2 powerhouse programs, one relatively new, one the oldest and the biggest and the best. Here it is on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.
And this kickoff is going to go out of the end zone.
Wow.
Colton Smith, one of the strongest legs in Kern County. Wow.
You like that kick?
That's a weapon there, huh, Brian?
It sure is there, Kevin, especially when you don't put the ball in JJ's hands, Jarek Johnson, because he can go the distance on you. He last year had an interception return for 102 yards, so he can do it.
1st and 10, BHS. We're going to have a ton of storylines that will break out, but in the spotlight tonight, nothing but football. The quarterback, the vice president, Alex Mitchell. Goes to the air right away, throws it up. It's going to be a tad overthrown, intended out there for A.J. Alfonso Jackson.
Great job by Austin Davis, the junior cornerback, not giving Alfonso. He gave him a lot of respect, and I like that first call there, them spreading the field a little bit.
Mitchell, obviously the very well-known Mitchell name at BHS football. Last year, his brother, President Pete Mitchell, the younger brother, now at the helm. 2nd and 10. Hand off up the middle, hit hard at the line, stays on his feet, maybe gets a yard. So they start with an attempt at a long bomb. They come back with JJ, as Brian said, Jarek Johnson. He gets hit immediately at the line.
Looked like Big Mason Ermston, Cody Elliott, in on the stop for the Patriots.
2 weeks ago, we were at Liberty when they put a whooping on Centennial, 35-0. So 2 Liberty games already this year. 3rd and 9. Mitchell back to Dameron on a tight end screen.
And they didn't fool anybody on that one. A great job by the Patriot defense. As you take a look at the BC Instant Replay, a little throwback by Alex Mitchell. But as you can see, Ornalis, Davis, all in on the stop for the Patriots, and that's going to bring up 4th and long.
So a tight end screen to Dameron.
Bloodline.
Well, I guess so. Do we start Bloodline? Of all the people, I didn't think we'd start Bloodline off with my blood, Cooper Dameron, my nephew, on a tight end screen. But as you say, nobody fooled there, and we have Preston Johnson down already. Cooper's also the deep snapper, so he'll go back and talk to his line and some of his backs. Brian, before the game started, you and Kevin kind of having a chit-chat about things here and there. This will be very interesting, fellas. We'll start with you, Brian, on individual matchups on some of the, the skilled positions. Your thoughts, Brian?
Well, man, one thing about these matches we're going to see tonight is we saw Ornalis, the linebacker you guys called it, had a great game against Centennial.
Right.
And you see he's going to be very important tonight in that running attack, stopping AJ and JJ. But with his flow and that front line, which is probably one of the better front lines for Liberty as a total group we've seen in quite a while.
Well, and when you talk about AJ and JJ, two of the best backs in Kern County probably, and then you throw Chris Neal in the mix, Brian, and you probably got number 3. So look to be a pretty good running game tonight, but I think it's going to be a defensive battle tonight.
Oh, I definitely agree with you. I think one of the things, if you've watched Goal over the years, he does not give up a lot of points. Now, I don't think he's happy about the points that have been given up by the Drillers recently. So I think you're going to see a much better defensive game by the Drillers. But also, Liberty wants to come back and get back in that winning mood, that winning role. And I think one of the things they're going to do is rely, like I said, on that front line. So I think whoever's line has the best game tonight, and I know it's cliche to say that, truly can win this, will be the dominant team in this game.
As you take a look at the injured player coming off, it looks like Ryan Patterson.
No, Michael Wood.
Michael Wood, he's a key defensive player for them, number 5. A senior linebacker. He's their second leading tackler on the defense. And if he can't continue tonight, that's going to be a big loss for the Patriots.
Third play of the football game, and Michael Wood down. So that'll bring up a 4th and 9. We certainly hope he's going to be okay in the short term and the long term. But Wood off with the shoe, off with the socks, off the field. 4th and 9. Perfect snap. A nice spiral punt. Looks for some room, and he's wrapped up at about the 41-yard line. So Chris Neal gives his Liberty Patriots great field position at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 Liberty. BHS on a 3-and-out. You're watching the early goings of high school football game of the week, week 4, Liberty Patriots at BHS. Both teams with 1-2 records, and as Kevin mentioned, beginning of league, kind of a new life.
Absolutely a new life, but there's a lot of old bad blood between these two teams. They've been sharing the SEYL championship the last 3 or 4 years.
In motion goes Erner. Neal with a handoff. Almost broke free, but got 5 good, strong, fast yards. 2nd and 5.
The offensive line for the Patriots up front, they got Big Santillan leading the way. Eskew at tight end as you see Chris Neal go over the right side. They love this zone blocking scheme. And I talked to Coach Van Horn about their plan, their game plan tonight. They said that they're going to, the Drillers like to erase the line of scrimmage and they'll blitz a lot. So it kind of feeds right into their blocking, their zone blocking scheme.
This time it's Patterson in motion and Erner's way out to the left. Fumble!
I think the Drillers got it.
Oh. No, Liberty got back on the football, but ooh. Not only was that a fumble, that ball was right out in the middle of the fairway.
Well, I don't think Chris Neal ever got the handoff as we take a look at the instant replay here. Not that bad of a handoff. I think the penetration there by the Driller defense is what caused that ball to be fumbled. Emmanuel Alexander did a great job on the blitz there for the Drillers to cause the turnover.
Emmanuel Alexander's thinking he's going to tackle Neal, then there's the ball right at his feet. Neal just fell down, so now it's a 3rd and 9.
So Gola loves to send everybody as he sent his safety on that play, a little safety blitz.
Erner way out to the left. Ball was put up.
Patterson did a great job adjusting to the route, to the ball. And we talked about Patterson all season long. His athletic ability, great job adjusting on the route, huh, Brian?
Oh, great job adjusting the route. And that's one of those Dan Marino throws. The receivers actually covered well, but you kind of just hang it up a little short and let the receiver make a play because the receiver has the advantage. He can see the ball. When he puts on his brakes, defensive back can take a couple step stops. Patterson makes a great catch, and we saw him have a big game in that first game. We saw him against Centennial, and he's the matchup they're going to have to use to exploit to leave that pressure off that front 8.
What a nice job by the quarterback, Dylan Slayton. Just chucked it out there in the perfect area. Now it's 1st and 10. Early goings of the football game here. In motion will be Erner. Slayton sends him to the right. Neal in the backfield with him. Slayton comes over, has Erner, tosses it out there. He's wrapped up immediately out there by Charles Anderson, but that's another 6-7 yards, maybe even more, or is it?
This is just a little power pass here to Erner out in the flats. Nice route, nice little safe throw. And we saw Ryan Patterson last week in that loss to West High. Had a big game, 5 catches, 112 yards, and a touchdown. He's a guy that they're going to go to tonight along with Jack Erner.
2nd and 6. Neal the lone back, Slayton. Puts Patterson to the right, Erner to the left. Neal, handoff. Gets stopped, cuts to his left. Now he gets wrapped up and he's thrown down by a host of drillers, starting with the first one, George Ming. George Ming, what a story.
George Ming, Peter Welsh. A lot of good defensive players for these drillers. As you can see, George Ming, who came back from a tough injury last year. When you want to talk bloodline, there's a guy who comes from a pretty good athletic football family. His dad played at Texas A&M, Renegade.
Great to see George on the football field. 3rd and 6, big 3rd down for this driller defense right here. Slayton the shotgun. Neal to his right, sends Neal to his right, throws to Neal.
He's got some room.
Ton of real estate. Neal leans down and gets some tough yardage out there. Charles Anderson just tried to stop him. Here they come, Brian.
Yeah, they are. They're knocking, as you say, on that proverbial door, trying to knock it in to score this first touchdown and get on the board first. But so far, Van Horn's doing a really good job of mixing up. That's what he's known for. He tries to keep the defense off balance with run plays, pass plays, using a little screen play right there to take advantage of that pressure.
1st and goal from the 8. Erner in the slot. Patterson in the slot. Erner almost off the field.
Oh, and a great job by the driller defense.
Peter Welsh came in to finish him off, but as Kevin said, great composure out there right now with these linebackers.
Well, Peter Welch is one of these guys that has a nose for the football. Not a very big player, but as you can see right here, a sure tackler. Had some help from big number 64. Not listed in the
54,
program.
that 54. Was Emilio Cantu.
Oh, big Cantu, returning starter, junior, 6 foot, 240-pound defensive lineman.
2nd and goal from the 8. Ornelas back there with Neal. Slayton goes to his right, looks, has a man open, and it should be. Oh boy, I thought he caught the football with 1 foot inside the end zone.
Ball's got across the plane, and Brian, you're right there on the goal line.
Yeah, he caught the ball. The ball never crossed the plane. It's a good call by the officials. But I'll tell you right here, I saw UCLA have a first down attempt last week against Fresno State. Had a half a yard, and they handed the ball off 4 yards in the backfield. Take the quarterback and sneak it in. Don't have to be cute.
Great coverage there by our cameraman. Great call by the refs. Ball was not in.
Give it
flag on the play.
I think
the ball went in this time, but a yellow flag came up, I believe, a millisecond before the snap. Let's see what it is. 5:46 left in this first quarter. High school football game of the week. BHS hosting Liberty. BHS, no.
It looks like it's going to be against the Drillers, man.
False start on the Drillers. Decline. Touchdown, Liberty.
Well, big Angelo Ornelas, the tough guy to bring down. Fights his way across the end zone for the touchdown. That's a great drive by the Patriots. As Colton Smith lines up for the extra point.
Schmidt started off the game with about a 70-yard kickoff. The snap, the hold, it's up, and that's probably going to Truxton. 7-0 Liberty. We'd like to thank Premier Equipment Rentals for getting us started tonight with the Premier Equipment Rentals pregame show hosted by our own Kevin Keys. Great job, Kevin. Also, we'd like to thank Bakersfield College for our replays. Last year they were the halftime sponsor, and of course the Barber Honda player of the game. There's Ornelas punching it in. Slayton fired up, and Liberty on a nice, clean, tight drive scores first.
We talk about Liberty and BHS. Both of these guys had a very tough schedule as Coach Boyd, two old drillers there talking together.
Look at this, Brian Adams.
Boyd and Adams.
Who do you have down there, Brian? What's going on?
Well, Vance, I'm down here with an old coach. Coach Boyd down here. He's the dean now at Liberty. Talk to Vance. You got any questions for him, Vance?
Well, I saw him 2 weeks ago, Liberty Centennial. This guy looked like he just got off the golf course. No stress, no nothing.
He said you look a lot better. Don't any stress, is out here just enjoying the game.
I've grown some hair back since I stopped coaching, that's for sure.
It happens. Kevin, where's your hair?
Oh. Here we go. It's on.
It is on tonight.
Kevin Keys had lunch today with Corey Costello of ESPN Radio and Peyton there with him. Did you have lunch today with the boys?
Those guys bailed out on me.
Oh.
We're supposed to meet at the new Dream House coffee shop down on 18th and L.
That's a great story.
A great story that emancipated foster youth get to work at. They get to learn some job skills, make a little money, and they got great food. So if you haven't been down to the Dream House, get down there, everybody. It's a wonderful, wonderful establishment.
Well, a nightmare right now for the Drillers is they can't even put their hands on the football on kickoff return. Schmidt keeps bouncing them off the goalpost, so that means that the Vice President Alex Mitchell, QB for the Drillers, will take over on the 20-yard line with his squad. Coach Gola.
Bloodline, Alex Mitchell is the nephew of a former Driller, Gus Theodore. Baseball, football player, went on to play at Bakersfield College and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Bloodline football and high school football game of the week. It's only going to get better, folks. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be Emmanuel Alexander, and he did it right out in the open, right in front of the official. And Brian, that official, they just threw that flag. Let's just do it now. Give him some love.
That's big Tony Robertson, a Bruin.
Woo!
And I'm just a baby Bruin, which that sounded good to me.
He came up to us before the game, and he said, hey, Vance, when you guys start talking your bloodline football tonight, start talking Drillers and Bruins, don't forget, Adams is a baby Bruin. And so I think it's appropriate, Brian. Go ahead and take the youthful edge on this. Let him be the old guy.
Well, one day it'll be reversed. I'll be the old guy, huh? I better take advantage of that now,
Exactly. First and 15, Drillers. Not really successful so far on offense. 5:45 left in the first quarter. Mitchell. They go with the handoff to the right side.
Derek Johnson, the ball carrier.
Nice 6-yard run. Liberty having some trouble wrapping up.
Derek Johnson, probably one of the better athletes in the Valley, getting some looks from a lot of Pac-10 teams. As you see him break the tackle there of Rain Cravens at the line of scrimmage. Fights off another guy and gets the extra yards. His older brother, EJ, is playing at Palomar, Brian, and is getting a lot of looks from Tennessee and a lot of big-time programs.
Well, he's a big-time football player, and we saw that last year. And his athleticism, what I like is his desire and heart. He always plays hard the whole game, and you just can't teach that.
Just a nice young man as well.
They're coming right at you now.
Yeah, that's good Driller football right there in between the tackles. Why not?
Well, Gola started off with a long bomb on the first play. Running play the second play. Third play, a tight end screen. None of that stuff worked. So he said, fellas, let's get out there and just jam it.
Well, you got to set up the plays. I love it when you establish a running game. Now you can go to some play action fakes and catch some guys coming up to make these tackles.
Oh, exactly. Once you get those players coming in trying to make plays on that running game, it opens that passing game up. And again, they have to just be confident in what they do and stick with it, not worry about the scoreboard because they lost 2 games. But play the game. There's a lot of game left.
First and 10, Drillers.
Oh! Patriots cover. Oh, my.
Zach McCarthy comes in with a fortuitous bounce in the right place at the right time. And here we see.
Well, watch Jared Eskew from his outside linebacker position get great penetration. And Alfonso Jackson just looked up, and he had Eskew right in his face. Take a look at this. Bonzo busts the ball outside, and there's Eskew right there in the backfield. Never really had it, but there's great job by the Patriot defense.
Well, let's talk bloodline with McCarthy.
I think that was Mason Urmston who recovered.
Oh, was that
the bubble.
Urmston?
There's another bloodline.
Okay.
Son of Mark Urmston, Highland High School swimmer.
Nice run up to the left side.
Chris Neal just runs the ball in between the tackles. So strong. Not the fastest guy out there on the field, but runs hard, and he's the type of guy that'll wear defenders down as you get to the fourth quarter. Probably has more carries than anyone in town.
Apologies to the Urmston family. That was Mason Urmston on the fumble. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, Kevin, one thing you talk about Chris Neal, and people get confused with track speed and football speed.
That's right.
From 5 to 10 yards, he's as fast and as quick as anybody.
He's got it now. Wrapped up at about the 20-yard line. So Liberty on third down now will take a good look at the end zone as they have the Drillers pondering things here with 3.5 left in the first quarter.
Chris Neal's one of those guys that he'll probably go high in the baseball draft, and he'll have a chance to sign. I understand the Minnesota Twins are high on him, but he's a guy that's getting tickets. He's getting tickets from University of Washington right now to come to any home game that they have. So that's serious business right there.
Wow. Well, we see Erner and Patterson way out to the left. Rain Craven's out to the right, 2 backs with him. Erner comes, fumble! Slayton in trouble, on the run, throws across the body, and hits our cameraman Carlos in the ankle.
We saw Slayton against in the Golden Hawk game drop a couple balls, just kind of loses concentration every once in a while. Does a good job to pick up the ball and just kind of throw this ball away. It's a good job of kind of salvaging the loss.
Ouch.
Coach Smith's going to line up for a long field goal attempt.
Well, it'll be 37 yards.
Well in his range.
The hard count.
He's getting more yards than that.
Oh, boy.
I think they may put their offense back on the field here. I think that hard count is by design.
I would think so. Gola's not happy about it.
Well, Chris Neal's going to go back into the ball game.
But you know, Vance, you said that Gola's not happy about it. One thing in the Stockdale game, there was a lot of penalties. They were penalized a lot in that game, and they've already started off this game getting a lot of penalties. But those are the undisciplined penalties. Jumping off sides, not watching the ball. You're taught at an early age, Pop Warner, you don't go to the ball as snap. So it shouldn't matter what the quarterback yells out, but they have been undisciplined so far in this game, getting cheap penalties.
Now they're going to measure.
Well, now you've got Coach Mills saying, well, get a measurement here and think, well, it's an automatic three really now with a kicker like Schmidt. You never want to say automatic and jinx the guy, but with his leg, that's a pretty decent average.
Well, here I think you bring your offense into the game and you go for it. And I think that's what they're going to do, Van.
Sure, quarterback's talking with his head coach. Absolutely perfect autumnal Friday evening. Coaching staff all in shorts. This is what California is all about. Officially 2:53. They will come out and measure. I want to remind everybody that our games this year have been selected by you, the fans, going online and voting by going on mybrighthouse.com, Bakersfield, and finding out that we're finding out where we're going by you, our fans and the viewers, and you announce to us where we're going to go, so go on and vote. Again, Premier Equipment Rentals, thank you for the pregame show. Bakersfield College for our instant replay, and Barber Honda, player of the game. Kevin's going to award a player from tonight's game.
They're kicking it.
They're going for the field goal again.
It would appear.
Now Goal is going to say, don't jump off sides, or it's an automatic. Schmidt with the holder, Austin Davis, and now about a 32-yarder. The snap, the hold, it's up, and it's a rocket, and it is good.
Well, you remember last week, Colton Schmidt had an opportunity to win that game against West High at the end of the game, just missed a field goal as the Patriots lost 23-21 as he drills this one. There's a guy 9 times out of 10 will make the field goal. Nice kick as the Patriots go up 10-0.
2:49 left in the first quarter. Liberty with a touchdown on a field goal. BHS really hasn't done anything on offense yet. Both teams come in 1-2, looking to start league off undefeated. The other team's going to go 1-3. We started our season off with week 0, a week 0 football game between Bakersfield Christian High School and Oaks Christian had Will Smith, Wayne Gretzky, and Joe Montana in the crowd. The next week was Centennial at Liberty, and Liberty had a fantastic game, and Centennial did not. Last week was a really nice football game where Stockdale started off 14-0. One of my co-workers, Justin Case, the Jam office, said, Vance, I started watching the game last week, said, 14-0, this thing's over. Everybody saw the news in the newspapers and said, whoa, what a football game. Clovis battled back and Stockdale hung on to go 3-0, and here we are week 4.
We saw Brian Adams surf the Black Sea at Stockdale. I wonder if he'll be up on the Rock tonight.
On the Rock.
Where will I be? Where will I be?
Where's Brian? Schmidt lobs this one up. This is about an 8-iron, but still, it will start off at the 20-yard line. See all the affiliates here early tonight. KGET, KERO down on the field. But Bright House Networks, the only way to watch an entire game on Channel 21 tonight at 10:30, and then of course on demand, Channel 300 starting late tomorrow night. Well, Brian Adams, you're Coach Gola right now. What'd you tell your offense before they ran out in the field?
Well, one, we can't put ourselves in the hole by jumping off sides to start the series. 2, it's a lot of game left. It's 10-0. The defense did a good job holding the 3. Let's do what we do best, pound the ball and let our backs make plays for us.
Jared Johnson, tailback. Behind Mitchell. Tries to go over. And Dakota Velasquez back there, the fullback, by the way. He's a stocky young man.
Well, the Patriot defense is just getting great push and penetration off the line of scrimmage.
Look down the Liberty sidelines at some of these coaches. Head coach Tony Mills, Corey Actis, line coach Rick Brogdon, Jay Eliadis, Wes Pollard, Bobby Rocha, Jeff Sorrell, Dale Tedrow, Rick Van Horn, Dennis Weaver. No names on that staff. The pitch. This time it's out to AJ. Alfonso Jackson. Here's a good look at this BC replay. And Brian, you remember the first time we called AJ's name?
Yep, he's a sophomore and he's a freshman. Freshman playoff, 2 touches, 2 touchdowns.
That was incredible. Right on this field, and I announced to Kern County, well, a freshman coming in the football game. Handoff, boom, 62 yards. Next touch, boom, 50-yarder. Remember that, Kevin?
Oh, and then the following year at West High, we covered that game as well. First time he touched the ball, he went 80-something yards for another touchdown. So he's got some speed. He has that track speed, breakaway runner. As the Drillers come out with 4 wide.
Man, they had a nice play set up. It looked good out there. Irving Gant could have had some big yards.
Well, they had there's a little bubble screen there that looked like a bubble screen that they were setting up as we see the slant route here. The slant was open, just Alex Mitchell just couldn't connect on it.
And he had some real estate, but to no avail. It's a 4th and 10. $1:59 left in this first quarter, and they're going to have to boot it again. So Neal and Tyler Gelnick back, as well as Nick Shannon. And it's going to be a returnable ball. Bounces right in Neal's hands. Neal is hit hard. Fumble!
I think the Drillers got it this time.
It is Driller football at the 48-yard line.
And there's the break that they were looking for. As Chris Neal did a good job of returning this. But as you can see, big number 13 come in, Joshua Ban.
Well, the big hit in there that started it was Zach Browden. Browden came in and hit him as well.
Mercy Matson, I'm sorry, for the Drillers also came in on the stop.
We'll show that again as we have a stoppage of play. And that ball bounced right into Neal's hands. Wow.
There's the big turnover that they were looking for. Great field position for the Drillers, and this has got to put a spark in their offense.
Here it is again, Kevin. Pow! The hit came in by number 12, Browden. That ball popped right out, and Neal not one to cough the football up.
No, you won't see Neal fumble the ball too often. But as you can see, he's playing both sides of the ball tonight, so they've got to spell him once in a while so that he can get a breather.
The handoff. Got a gain of 3 yards. Again with Jarek Johnson. And right now the Drillers getting nothing in the air, so it's all groundwork right now.
They've got to be patient with this run game too. Anytime you can get 4 yards of carry, you've got to be happy with that. Carry the ball 3 times, 4 times 3. I don't know. I'm not really a math guy, but that equals a first down.
Works in my math book too on that one.
The boys in the truck are just waiting for me to weigh in on my math skills. They know all about it already. We're going to dip below a minute here left in this first quarter. The Drillers with a little bit of a kick in their step as they get the break they were looking for, as Kevin says.
Patriots are not adjusting on defense as they came out, and the Drillers came out in trips receiver, and Irving Gantz over there going, hey, snap the ball and throw it to me. There's nobody out here on me.
Timeout on the field. I'm going to take this time to give a special Kern County hello to, of all people, the Liberty cheerleading squad. The varsity captain is Laurel Thompson.
Laurel.
And the junior varsity captains, Taylor Sells and Ashley Hatley. Also from the JV squad, Morgan Tanner and Hannah Harned. And the reason I'm saying these names, Kevin, is today I was at the Senior Olympics at Rosewood Retirement Community, and the Liberty cheerleading squad were all there cheering, helping out, having a great time. And in the course of the discussion with Taylor Sells and Ashley Hatley, the JV cheerleading captains, we had such a nice discussion, great representation of Kern County students, and great representation of Liberty High School. They, of course, knew Mr. Keys. And I said, ladies, we will say hello tonight.
Well, Laurel Thompson's brother was my JV quarterback. Came in, did a great job.
Here we go, 2nd and 6. Handoff up the middle. What a nice play that was as Browden picks up a first down. Mitchell kind of just jogged with him for 2 or 3 steps and handed it to him.
You know, the Drillers got a lot of running backs. As you look at number 42 for the Drillers? Is that Schroeder?
Who carried the ball?
Yeah.
No, that was Browden.
Is that number 12? Well, they've got so many running backs out there on that team. Last week, they had 3 running backs go over 100 yards.
And now Schroeder is in there, right behind Mitchell. They go to the left side this time.
Oh, nice job. He did a little cut back there, but as you can see.
Explosion from JJ on that run. Hit that hole hard.
Nice job by Brady Burke filling the gap there to take down Jarek Johnson. That's not an easy open field tackle. Nice job by the junior linebacker.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. 10-0 Liberty over BHS. You're watching High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Premier Equipment Rentals, Bakersfield College, and Barber Honda. Back in a moment. Liberty up 10-0.
Send us your videos and be a star. Introducing You on Demand, exclusively on Bright House Networks. Send us a video of your family, friends, or pets, funny videos, short films you've made, or musical performances, and you could see yourself on demand. Go to bakersfield.mybrighthouse.com for more information and click on the You on Demand logo for details. So send us your videos and be a star. You on Demand on Bakersfield On Demand Digital Channel 300.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into geology.
Jump into culinary arts.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into music.
With an amazing low cost per credit
Jump into a life you love.
and financial aid,
Jump into acting.
Bakersfield College is more affordable than
Jump
ever.
into a life you love.
Jump into college.
Your life's waiting, so jump.
Welcome back, everybody. At the start of the second quarter at Bakersfield High School, the Drillers trail the visiting Liberty Patriots by a touchdown and a field goal. 10-0 the score on Vance Palm, joined by Kevin Keys and Brian Adams down on the grass. A correction on that one carry. It was Steven Schroeder, thank goodness. Got a second pair of eyeballs up here. Mitchell in the mini shotgun takes the short snap. He'll keep it himself, and he's in big trouble.
There's Jared Eskew again, always in the backfield. Great nose for the ball as he gets some help from Rain Cravens. Two outstanding ball players and young men with great character as well.
3rd and 5. BHS really needs to get a first down here. They're a long, long ways away from a field goal, and I know they don't want to give this football back to Liberty right now. So everybody out to the left side. Alexander, Gant. They go to the left side. It's going to have to be a big, tough run to get the yardage they need. I don't think they're going to get close.
The Driller offensive line had some great push that time to allow JJ to pick up some extra yards. And I think this is a situation here where you go for it. 4th and short. Brian?
Well, I definitely agree with you, Kevin. You got to go for this one because I don't think they have a kicker anyway that's going to be able to kick it. What would that be, almost 40-something yards, 47 yards or so? So I don't think they have a kicker that's going to kick it. No need to punt it. So I think they got to go for it. Big call.
Emmanuel Alexander way out left, Gant way out right. I formation. They go right up the gut, and they get the first down. That's a nice play and a much-needed first down.
Boy, they ran right behind big Jake Hunt, 6'3", 240.
Just underway here, second quarter, high school football game of the week, week 4. And this is a nice one. Liberty up 10-0 against BHS. You're watching all of this on Bright House Networks. Alexander in motion. Mitchell now goes to the left side. And what almost was a big run by Jerry Johnson ends up in about a 3-yard gain. They went right to the left side off the tight end, Dameron.
Running behind Big Cooper Dameron, as you can see him. Got his hands a little bit outside there. May have got away with a little one there. Big Kenny Wallace at left guard.
Trent Eskew on the receiving end of some Dameron claws.
Yeah, no doubt he learned that from Grandpa.
From his Uncle Brent.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
2nd and 6, under 10 left here in the first half. Nice play. Fumble! Uh-oh. Was he down? Was he down?
No, that ball's
fumble.
And that's a great job.
What a big hit behind the line of scrimmage.
As you take a look at big Cody Elliott came in, put his nose right on the football.
Woo, my goodness.
Here we go. We take another look at it on the BC Instant Replay. Great job of just swimming his block, put his nose right on the ball.
Had a close call. His elbow looked like it was on the ground.
Well, it's easier in slow motion to make that call as Bernie Johnson in the
great coverage by a cameraman. Play action. Slayton throws it out there, and oh my goodness, could have been right back in the Drillers' hands. Charles Anderson had a good feel for it, but he was running one way, the ball was going the other. That was nearly picked off.
Nice little play action passes, as you see Dylan Slayton throw on the run, just a little behind Jack Erner, who was open. Just a little slow in developing there. He's got to throw that ball sooner. Nice job by Anderson, though, on the defensive side to knock that ball away.
2nd and 10 now. Didn't get to see the end of the replay, but it was very close to an interception. Slayton drops straight back, takes a look at the screen, and Neal just took off without it. Took off without the football.
Well, Neal had some running room, but he makes the cardinal sin. Took his eye off the ball, tried to run without the football.
Slayton did a great job of selling that. He looked to his left the whole time, never even hinted about going to the right, and then dumped it off to Neal, but no rock, no run. 3rd and 10. For those of you just getting to your televisions, it started off basically with Schmidt kicking off to start the game. A 65, 70-yard kickoff, so the Drillers took it on their own 20. 3 and out. Liberty on a beautiful drive, scores a TD, and now the flag comes out against Liberty.
Chalk that penalty up to Gola right there. I watched on the last play, Vance. Gola was telling the official back here, look at your watch, 24, 25. So this time they got right on the official right away. They had their coaches keeping time, started yelling 24. They finally got the call. So chalk that one up there to Coach Gola. That's a Coach Gola penalty. 12 guys playing tonight.
Brian, yesterday I happened to be on campus here walking around doing some business, and I took a trip over to the Bakersfield High School archive room. I'd like to talk to you about that in a few minutes. How impressive is that?
Hey, I'm not on the rock, but I got something better for you guys this time.
Very good. 3rd and 15. Big play for both teams right now. Slayton drops back. Slayton has a nice arm, tries to run it, runs into his own guys, but he was also hit pretty hard in there by number, well, I thought it was number 62. Don't have him in the books here.
Well, this is a coverage sack right here. Charles Anderson had his man on lock, and Dylan Slayton wisely does not throw into coverage and does the best job that he can do to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that'll bring on the punt team.
We're going to go to Brian after this play, but they need to get Villarreal on the field so they can punt.
Let's go, man!
Nice snap. And a nice punt as well, and that takes a Liberty bounce, goes out right at the 40-yard line. Brian, where are you? What are you doing?
We talk about spirit. We were in the Black Sea, but you can't have more spirit as I'm here with
Amanda, Dottie Driller.
Dottie Driller and
Danny Driller.
Danny Driller, and you are?
Mike Chambers.
Mike Chambers, and they're going to lead us in a old cheer. Come here, guys. Let's do the D.
He's telling him what cheer.
Because I'm an old driller. So they're going to lead us through this cheer. Go.
D, D, D-R-I. L, L, L-E-R. D-R-I. Double L-E-R. Go Drillers!
Wow. Love it, love it.
Thank you, guys.
1st and 10, Mitchell throws out to the left side. Was it a backwards pass? No, they're going to say incomplete right away. Coaching staff all over the officials.
And that was awfully close to being a lateral, but the official, former Bruin, Big Robertson, was right there to make the call.
He was right on top of that.
Yeah.
You're right. 8.5 left here in the first half. As I was mentioning to Brian Kevin, I was doing some business over here yesterday at BHS, and we had an opportunity to go into the archive room at Bakersfield High School. An unbelievable experience for me as an Arvin Bear. It's one thing, but as a Kern County resident who's grown up here, that's another thing. What a treat to go 80, 90 years back in history in the archive room for BHS. Missnapped handle. Mitchell's in big trouble. They're going to say that is...
His knee was down when he
picked
it up.
Coach Gola right now stomping on the sidelines, and he's seen enough of this. It's been a very unsuccessful first quarter and a half of football on the offensive side.
Well, that's what happens when you're a 5'5" quarterback. It looks like your knees are always down. I'm not sure if his knee was down or not on this play. Awful close, but that's a tough call to make there. But
he was dragging it as he went to pick it up. When he went to pick it up, his knee wasn't there, but you're right. He's so low to the ground, Kevin.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
Yikes. Liberty just stands back. They pull back. Mitchell fires one across, and it is not caught, incomplete, and would have been a first down, but not hauled in there. A little too low, and that's going to bring up a punt situation for the Drillers. So the offensive woes continue for the Blue Crew.
And this is where Mitchell doesn't really have the arm that his big brother had. As you can see, kind of short arm that ball, and I'm wondering if we'll get to see the sophomore quarterback. I got to see him early in the season, Brian Burrell, and he's an outstanding quarterback. Not trying to start any controversies here, but
almost blocked. Takes a nice BHS bounce. And nice fumble! Who is it?
They're saying he's down. They're saying he's down.
Well, that can't be. I know that can't be. They might have recovered it, which they did. Dylan Meadows falls on it, but you will clearly see that this is a
here it is,
clear-cut fumble. Oh. Dameron came in and horse-collared him, but that ball was out of his wrists, but recovered anyway by Dylan Meadows, so really a moot point. 7:24 left in this first half. The Drillers trailing by 10. Liberty with quarterback Dylan Slayton hands the ball off to Neal. Neal just goes head on at the 35-yard line, dips the shoulder and says, "I'll meet you right there, Jarrett Johnson." Watch this hit.
That's a collision. Two big-time football players going head on at each other. I think Chris Neal may have got the best of that.
Never know.
Low pads win.
And he got 6 yards.
Yeah.
Scoreboard says 2nd and 5. Slayton to Neal with a nice cutback. Oh, goodness gracious.
Garrett came back and get him that time, had a little bit of help.
Peter Welsh was holding him up.
Welsh, yeah. Wow. Said, I'll see you on the next one. Watch this.
Kern County, this one's for you. Holds him up and we just don't see it. Faked our cameraman out. Wow.
Well, there's some monstrous hits going down on the field right now.
3rd and 3. 6:20 left in the first half. The pitch to Neal, bobbles it again. He is hit hard at the 40-yard line, and the Driller coaching staff and the Drillers themselves clapping their hands over there. That's a nice pursuit, nice tackle.
That's a great defensive stand by the Drillers. As you can see, Chris Neal not able to get outside or cut back. The linebackers for the Drillers are doing a great job bottling them up, but big Emilio Cantu also in on the stop from his defensive line position.
4th and 2.
They gotta get ready to call a timeout.
Well, no, I think they're going to let this clock roll down a little bit before they punt it. Colton Schmidt, great use of time there, and that's one of the things that Tony Mills talked about, not being a coordinator on either sides of the ball. What he loves to do as a head coach is manage the game, and as you see right there, that's pretty good strategy right there, taking as much time off the clock as he can.
Well, it gives me an opportunity to remind everybody that you are the voters, and you tell us where we go every week. That's why we're here tonight. This was a huge voted on game. This game right here, this was a no-brainer as far as counting the votes. Every Friday night exclusively on Bright House Networks, channel 21, 1030, and then Bakersfield On Demand Digital, channel 300 each Sunday. And don't forget all the other exclusive local programming on Bakersfield On Demand, including You On Demand, where you're the star. Send us your videos. Go to mybrighthouse.com for more information, and Bright House Networks make you a star. Never know.
Bakersfield.mybrighthouse.com.
Still waiting for the Kevin Keys, Jeff Adams, Van Halen revisited video.
Well, on this field right here tonight was Jeff Adams' last football game before he became a famous rock star.
Wow.
By the way, that was a game that the Scotsmen were victorious over the Drillers, 1979.
Nice big boot, and this could be collected by Johnson. Has some room, gets it at the 14-yard line.
He's got
a blistering hit out there. Peter Welsh just laid out Josh Nister. And Nister comes back, and Coach Mills said, "Attaboy, you all right?"
Keep your head on the swivel, young man. Keep your head on the swivel.
Nister listed it.
Here we go.
5'8", 170, and maybe you'll see Welsh come in, and well, no maybe about it. Pow.
And then also Jarrett Johnson lowers the boom on the defender. Number 31, Michael Sesmat, makes a tackle.
Sesmat, a nice athlete.
Boy, look at Angelo Ornelas. Just a great play by the senior linebacker. Nose for the football. You talk about linebackers in this town. Patrick Sua and Angelo Ornelas get my early vote for two of the best guys in town.
Oh, no doubt about that. They are playing great inside linebacker football. But I'll tell you who I've been impressed with is Temple. And Temple's only a sophomore in that D-line. That's the second big game he's had, too.
Oh, Cody Temple doesn't know he's just a sophomore. He has an engine that he plays. He thinks he's a running back, Ryan. That kid wants to run the football, but he's trying to say, if you're not going to give me the ball, I'm going to get noticed somehow.
I guess that's what you got to do. Make a play. Isn't that right? Put somebody on the field, make a play.
That's right.
Vance, I feel bad, Vance. If I pick your team, you're probably not going to win. I said last week I'm going with the Arvin Bears, and I apologize, Vance, to you and the Bears.
Well, I ran into Coach Edgar Maris at the Kern County Fair.
Outstanding gentleman.
This week, and had a little bit of a chit chat, and I said, you know, Edgar, Brian loves you and Kevin loves you, and I'm trying to work that angle, and that brings us to the second quarter prognostications. 4:39. Stockdale 3-0 at Centennial 1-2. Stockdale 3-0, Centennial 1-2, and the Californian Zach Ewing, who's sitting right below us, he picked Stockdale. Brian Adams, Stockdale at Centennial.
Well, Vance, I've given up. I've handed all my chores to young Nico, and Nico
that's right.
He's not here, but he's text messaged me.
Okay.
And he said, take the Mustangs, Brian, take the Mustangs. So Nico and I are going Mustangs again.
Kevin Keys.
Well, I'd have to ride on the Mustang as well. Unbroken, untamed, and still undefeated.
I'm going Centennial. Mitchell out to Gant. Gant with a nice move. Gant comes up high and thrown down up on the 40-yard line.
Oh, and Cody Wong wasn't going to be fooled there as most defenders come in too low. That's a dangerous move by Gant, as you're seeing a big trend lately in these defenders jumping over, these running backs or receivers jumping over defenders, but watch Cody Wong come in here. He's not going to be fooled at all. Nice move by Gant. And boom. Ornelas and Wong both in on the step.
The Liberty crowd and Liberty players let out a big ooh-ah, but actually Gant got about 3 more yards in the air, and it was a beautiful move. So
dangerous move.
Both teams oohing and on. Under 4 minutes left in the first half. Mitchell on a keeper, in trouble.
That's a design, quarterback draw by design. I don't think Alex did a good enough job selling this as he gives it up too soon.
And he's a little too anxious on that one. You're exactly right, Kevin. If he goes back a little and really feels like he's going to pass the ball, let the rush come and then break out. He'll have some room to run.
Absolutely. But credit to Liberty defense. They're doing a good job staying at home. With 3 minutes and 19 seconds left on the clock, Coach Mills calls a timeout, and there's plenty of time. If they could get a decent run back here by Neal or Gelink, they could put Colton Smith in field goal range. We saw his leg earlier on that kickoff where he kicked the ball about 70 yards. I'd love to see him get an attempt at a long shot here, a long field goal.
3:17 left here, as Kevin said. A lot of time. The Drillers right now are being shut out by Liberty at home. And Coach Mills, another timeout, and that will leave Liberty with 1. But a lot of time left. The Drillers have really struggled on offense. And now Gelinick, Neal will be back deep for Liberty.
The Patriots are short of players on the field right now if you get a count. There's only 9 guys on the field. Here comes one more. They still need 1. They still have 10 guys, and there goes the 11th guy right now. Great job by the coaching staff up here, yelling down to special teams coach.
A wobbly punt, Gelinick. Oh, thought about fair catching it, then got out of the way. Takes a really nice Bakersfield bounce, and that's just what the doctor ordered right there.
That's a poor decision there, not to fill the punt.
Oh, did you see that? Trent Eskew laid out Craig McMahon way over here in no man's land on the kick up by the 40-yard line over by the BHS bench. You won't see it in this whatsoever. But oh my gosh, SQ
my buddy up there
just laid out.
That's dirty going after the punter like that.
Oh, no.
Well,
McMahon looked over at the official and said, hey,
you're a football player, kid.
No whistle yet, so he got hit. 3:05 left in the first half. Nice football game. Hand off to the right side. Neal gets about 4 or 5 yards, and he's a great go-to guy in these situations.
And so is Tevin Jackson for the Drillers. As you see him fight off the block, a good job releasing the fullback Ornelas there, keeping Chris Neal inside and also making the tackle. Tevin Jackson's one of those senior leaders for the Drillers, playing both sides of the ball. Outstanding offense and defensive lineman.
Neal battles up to the 20-yard line.
It's a great block there from his center.
Look at that
rifle. And Neal does a great job of looking at the hole and picking up the extra yardage.
First down, Drillers. Liberty, sorry. First down, Patriots.
As you see Coach Brogdon talking to his defense.
We're going to dip below 2 minutes right now. They stay on the ground. Looked like a confusing handoff that time.
Well, that's that zone blocking scheme by the Patriots. They try to give the ball to the running back as deep as they can and let him read where the hole is. The play is designed to go over to the left side, but as a running back, you have an option to use your sight to run that ball back across. So as a lineman blocking on the offside, you can't give up your block because the ball might come back to you.
The voice of Kevin Keys with us for the first year on television, and we are so thrilled to have him with us. Spent a lot of years on ESPN radio, and now we get him. Slayton goes to his left. He's getting chased down. He's going to pick up the ball and just run. And he's brought down at the 25-yard line. And I know Coach Mills is thinking, my man.
Yeah, I know that's not the guy they want carrying the ball, as you see young Dylan Slayton.
Well, the big fella, Kenny Wallace, on him. Gets out of his hands, but he got a horse collar out there by Cantu.
Yeah, Cantu got away with one right there. It's almost a face mask as we see a nice shot at that half moon.
The orange sherbet sea moon. Look at that.
Well, that looks like a logo there.
That could be the logo of the PAK Awards, the Palm Adams Keys Award, or is it the APK Awards?
I like the pack.
The pack.
The pack sounds good.
The pack awards.
Speaking about the pack, though, I'm with a champion down here.
It's the slack, not the pack, Brian.
And last week he had a celebration for his national championship at BC here with Stan Green. Stan, tell us about that play, because Kevin has something to say about it, and I'll let you tell us about it first.
Kevin already talked to me about it. You know what? We just had a great group of guys. It was a special year, and we were very fortunate to accomplish what we did. It was really special.
And, you know, one of the things is, and I was in high school at that time, a junior. We played the night before against West High and won, and we came back and got to see these guys win a national championship. It was just a good time for the area to be at that level, winning football games. It was really a pleasure to watch you guys then.
I feel the same about you. I remember being at that game. Had to leave at halftime, though, but I remember watching you. You weren't too bad.
Every once in a while. I'm glad you got some rest and won. Good seeing you, Stan.
Well, Stan, I was there at that game, and that was a great pass, but when they reacted it the other night, Lionel Sykes looked like he was a lineman. I told Stan, you threw the ball to a lineman.
Confusion at the line right there with those linemen. And that's a big stop right there by the Drillers, but I'll tell you, it looked like some confusion there.
Stan Green, an outstanding administrator for the Kern High School District. As we take a look at the BC instant replay there. Little bit of confusion on the snap, but that's going to bring on the punt team. 4th and 7.
Nobody's stopping the clock as far as the Drillers are concerned, so they're just going to let this thing go down.
And I think they'll be able to let it go.
And they'll just kind of think about things. The consternation on the Liberty fans' face. And that's going to do it. So the first half of football is over. BHS at home trails by 10 against the Liberty Patriots. When we come back, an exciting third quarter will be underway, and we have a big football game. Did they just stop the clock? Wow, we were rolling this baby out.
Well, I thought they had enough time to run it all the way out. Obviously not. There's still 6 seconds left.
Coach Mills doesn't want to give him any time, so he'll get it to 6 and then boot it. I thought they were going to run this thing out, and Kevin, you and I were on our way to get a BHS tri-tip sandwich. Well, next week, where will we be, Kern County? Get online and vote and let us know. I know one game people are talking about it. Highland and Garces. Is that at Garces? Or is it Garces at Highland?
Garces at Highland, and that's a match where the Scotsmen handled the Rams last year on their homecoming.
Wow.
Tim Hartnett's done an incredible job with that program. All the old Scotsmen are coming out of the woodworks. John Sacco, Mike Saba, Les Chalais,
Jeff Tilsher.
All those guys got there.
Kenyon Sills.
Eric Martin.
Dennis Shaw. 4th and 7.
Almost blocked.
I thought it did get nicked.
They got a piece of it.
Yeah.
Jarek's going to field it. Pretty good decision as he turns the corner. He just has one more guy to beat.
Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag, so don't roll out.
Well, big hits again, and Steven Schroeder came over and...
You know, if this is a horse collar, excuse me, Vance, if this is a horse collar, this could be a 15-yard penalty, which might put McMahon in field goal range.
I think he's waved it off. They waved it off, and that'll do it. End of the first half. 10-0 Liberty over BHS. You're watching all of this on Bright House Network's Bakersfield. Pleasure to have you with us. Back after this message for the third quarter.
Get rid of your old gas guzzler and buy used at the Barber Honda's Used Car Super Center. With over 200 cars, you'll get Superstar treatment and state-of-the-art service at the new Barber Honda Service Center. It's the absolute best in Kern County. Find a pre-owned, fuel-efficient car that's just right for you. And Barber Honda has the largest selection of certified pre-owned Hondas. Don't wait until gas is over $6 a gallon. Start saving gas and money now at the Barber Honda Used Car Super Center, 4625 Weibel Road at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into geology.
Jump into culinary arts.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into a life you love.
Jump into music.
With an amazing low cost per credit
Jump into a life you love.
and financial aid,
Jump into acting.
Bakersfield College is more affordable than
Jump
ever.
into a life you love.
Jump into college.
Your life's waiting, so jump.
With cooking, cleaning, planning, and homework to do, when it's time for TV shows, you might not make it in time to watch. So let them wait for you. You've got Start Over, powered by Bright House Networks, letting you restart certain live TV shows right from the very beginning, all with just a few clicks of the select button on your remote. It's free and included with your digital cable. So when it comes to time, you've got plenty of it. Start Over, powered by Bright House Networks, making life easier.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter about to start. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Kevin Keys up on the booth and Brian Adams on the grass. Liberty comes in 1-2 against BHS at 1-2, and at halftime they lead by a touchdown and a field goal. It's been a solid Liberty offense, a superb Liberty defense, an average Bakersfield defense, and a poor Bakersfield offense. That gives us the numbers so far. Kevin, downstairs, you see any numbers that stood out?
Well, you know, when you take a look at the numbers, both of these teams had less than 100 yards of total offense as the old ball coaches come up in our booth. Pat Preston, the old driller.
We're trying to lay down a serious vibe here, and Kevin's about to get thrown out.
Sir, do you have your credentials to be up here?
Hey, he built this place. Don't mess with him.
He's built a few places. You know, I can remember as a young kid growing up on T Street, I'd swim across the canal to go watch Pat Preston practice with Paul Briggs at second and P. I'd sneak in the drills, Brian, and steal the footballs, and those guys would shoo me away.
Pat Preston up to say hello to everybody here, and longtime coach here at Bakersfield High School, and now the principal at Liberty High School. Wanted to come up and basically tell Kevin to get off the booth and get out of here, but Kevin, now a supernova TV commentator, basically said, Pat,
you're not the boss of me, Pat.
We've got business. Here we go, 1st and 10. Oh, wild snap.
They can't find it.
Looking for the ball. Are you kidding me?
And the drillers get a quick turnover, and that's what they needed. Boy, that ball was rifled back at Slayton. Never had a chance to catch it.
Unbelievable start for Liberty. On a 1st and 10, they basically have kicked off the football now, and BHS with a 93-yard kickoff run is basically the equivalent of this. Oh my goodness,
Peter Welsh
falls on the ball. On a 1st and 10 from the 20, a bad or a mishandled snap, and here come the drillers, and they are instantly in the neighborhood. Mitchell, I formation behind him with Johnson and Welsh. Will they take advantage? Johnson gets
Cody
to the 5-yard line.
Wow, what a great play by Cody Temple, the sophomore. Cody Elliott, I'm sorry. Nice job by Cody Elliott to bust into the backfield to stop J.J. Johnson as he limps off the field.
2nd and 6 on a 4-yard gain. This time it's Alfonso Jackson. He gets the pitch. Jackson in trouble. Nowhere to go. Gets thrown for a loss. So even with this great gift of a turnover, the drillers don't seem to give the impression.
And watch Angelo Ornelas run that lane. That's the benefit of having Chad Provençal as your linebacker coach. He ran that lane just like he's supposed to make the tackle in the backfield.
I'll tell you guys, the front seven for Liberty, they're playing just a heck of a ball game. I mean, they can come away right now and only keep the drillers to a field goal. That's a big-time stop.
The drillers most certainly need to get a touchdown on this drive if they're going to make any kind of a statement early in this game. Mitchell, I formation. Mitchell.
Reverse.
Great job by the Liberty defense. Irving Gant nowhere to go.
Credit Trent Eskew staying at home. Not a bad play here, but watch Eskew. Does his job, strings out the play, gets some help from his friends.
4th and 9, so after all that, the drillers forced to go for a field goal. McMahon. Fumble!
And they get the ball back.
Well, the snap is right in the hands, and I mean right in the hands of Colby Halley. And there he is on the right side of your screen. He knows that's on him. Ouch.
So the Patriots dodge a huge bullet.
And that takes some serious wind out of the sails of the drillers on a 1st and goal from the 6. And off to Neal. Neal cuts back up. A hard run with a punishing blow at the end. Watch this, Kevin, on our BC replay. Starts to his right,
nice
goes
little
back to
stop
his left.
and go move there by Neal. I like the way he covers up the football there to fight to get the extra yardage.
All for naught, though, guys. It's a holding call on that play.
Well, the two top rushers of the first half were for the Drillers was Jarek Johnson. He had about 35 yards rushing, and for the Patriots, Chris Neal had about 29 yards rushing. So for having the top running backs in town going up against each other, not very much success tonight, but credit both defenses in stopping the running game.
First and 15. Neal in trouble, gets wrapped up and thrown down hard at the 5-yard line. That'll be a loss. And Brian, I see you down there in the south end of the football field. Are you hearing the pads popping? Because I think I am.
Well, they've been hitting all night long, and one thing we talked about was this is going to be a good defensive game. Both these defenses play very stingy, very tough, hard-nosed. The defensive line on both teams get a lot of penetration, so it's going to be hard to run the ball. That's why I think we've seen the 29 yards and 34 yards, in the first half by the two backs. But somebody's going to make a big play, and right now the Drillers just have to figure out a way to put some points on the board.
2nd and 18, lone back is Neal. He gets it, looking to spread it out to the right side. Gets a few extra yards, but the Drillers, nice defense there, and it's going to be all on the Drillers' defense here on this 3rd down right here to give the football back to their offense.
Well, Tevin Johnson does a good job to get his first hands on Neal to slow him down, but then he gets some help from his friends, Peter Welsh, Kenny Wallace, all in on the stop. Welsh has been very active tonight on the defensive side of the ball. One of the leading tacklers for them, son of local attorney Leonard Welsh.
Bloodline. Way out to the left will be Meadows. Out to the right will be Patterson. In the slot, Ornelas. They go to Neal on a pitch. Neal's trying to get as much room as he can get. Nice downfield blocking down there.
Boy, look at Cantu run the sideline for a defensive lineman to run down a kid like Chris Neal. Watch number 54 here. Shed a block. Boy, D linemen aren't supposed to run like that. Look at him. That's a great job, sideline to sideline.
And caused the Patriots to come up short, and now they'll have to kick.
Emilio Cantu is a 6-foot, 240-pound junior. Saw a lot of playing time last year as a sophomore. Trying to give his Drillers some momentum. Colton Schmidt angles for the sideline.
What a boot.
And a nice Patriot bounce as it rolls out of bounds at the 20.
Wow, what a punt. That was a 25-yard bounce. If you look at where this lands, everybody, that ball hits at the 37-yard line.
Well, he got about 60 yards out of this punt.
Wow.
And that's a huge, huge play. We talked about Colton Schmidt's ability as a kicker, kicking the ball off, showing his worth as a punter.
Oh, Michael Sesmat, special teams player for the Liberty Patriots. What's your grin for there?
Oh, he's a great kid.
Man, he's 5'11", 190, a senior. Sesmat looks like a football player. Mitchell.
Nice little play action pass.
Flag on the play.
Emmanuel Alexander ran a nice little route to catch the ball in traffic, but it looks like it's going to be called back. Illegal lineman downfield.
Coach Gola wants to know who and how.
Well, on a play that develops that quick, you wouldn't think that you'd have an opportunity to get a lineman downfield, but I think they're going to get big Kenny Wallace, number 75, for taken off a little quick.
That was a quick drop back and a quick rifle pass by Mitchell. And Coach Goal is still perplexed at which lineman could get down the field that quickly, let alone on a play designed the way that it was. 6:40 left in the third quarter. A lot of time in this football game, but the Drillers cannot afford to go backwards. 1st and 10 on their own 15-yard line. Mitchell goes to his right. Mitchell has a man open again.
Alexander again.
There he is. Manuel Alexander. Tonight's Kern County officials from the Kern County Officials Association. In the box, Mike O'Doherty. The back judge, Justin Fosbender. The line judge, Paul Kaminsky. Head linesman, Tony Robertson. Umpire, Jeff Rothermel. And the referee, Dr. Joe Nunez. Doing a great job, fellas. Kern County Officials Association. Go online. Let them know you want to get involved.
Boy, Fosbender just gets better and better every year. He's one of those outstanding officials that started out at a young age.
As we see the referee Fosbender, middle of the field, standing about the 43-yard line, getting ready for Condor season, I'm sure. There's Mr. Fosbender. Hi, Justin.
Justin's a great mentor, a guy that's got a chance to do this for many, many more years.
Looks like Liberty's coming at him.
Double tight formation for the Drillers. They give it to the fullback, but he goes nowhere. As you see, big number 75, Sean Santillan at nose guard playing the A-gap. So they just kind of rotate these guys in and out. Big lineman, as you see, number 74, Sean Santillan going to the game. Number 75 was Cody Temple. Nice job by Cody Temple, playing the A-gap.
2nd and 9. Got a yard out of that. Mitchell. Nice play out there, developed well, and Johnson got very close to the first down. Coaching staff for the Bakersfield High School Drillers of course, the head coach, Paul Gola, Pete Mitchell, Lance McCullough, Terry Chapman, Jim Chavala, Scott Stouch, Chris Figueroa.
Jimmy Chavala. Outstanding individual from the East Coast. Same play to the other side. This time it's dropped but picked up. And that's going to be close to a first down. Great job.
Gola would take him any way he can get him right now.
Alfonso Jackson did a great job to pick that up. Alfonso's having a rough night tonight. So they're going to spot it just shy. Looks like it's just shy, but they're going to call for a measurement here. Looks like it's going to be about a football short from my vantage point.
Clock is stopped at 4:14, and it is deserved of a measure.
I'm calling 4 inches. 4 inches short.
Well, it's about a foot short, at least.
Nice job by our camera crew.
Brian Adams, big football game last Saturday down in Los Angeles. Fresno State comes in as, the favorite over the Bruins. It's that stage of the Bruins' rebirth that they're at, but not a bad football game at all, my friend.
Well, you know what? That really was an excellent football game from entertainment value. Both teams scored points. Neither team played defense. I don't think either team has a defense. So we don't have to worry about seeing neither one of those teams in the BCS or anything like that. That won't happen.
I was looking for you, trying to spot you.
Hey, that was a great matchup, but even a better matchup was Brian and Peyton before the game.
Wow.
4th and short, the Drillers are going to go for it. Mitchell gives the ball to his up back. Got more than enough for the first down.
Scoreboard said 3rd down. We knew it was 4th, so there was a little bit more pressure there than meets the eye.
Peter Welsh did a great job to get off the football as he lowers his shoulder, picks up the first down. Brian, that matchup before the game, Peyton Williams from KERN Radio, former Fresno State defensive back, kind of came up to you like he was gonna jam you there.
I'm not one of those Bruins. I'm on a champion Bruin. We tore him up. He ain't got nothing coming over here.
Mitchell.
Oh, he's got a man wide open. Didn't see him. Irving Gant was wide open on that play. But credit the Patriot defense for chasing him out of the pocket. As you see Gant go back to the huddle. He's saying, hey, we gotta go back to that play. I was wide open.
Yeah, you gotta be careful of receivers. We're always open. We come back and tell you anything. I was open, Vance. Throw it. I could be covered, double covered.
I'd find you, B. I'd find you. 2nd and 12, 3 minutes left in the 3rd. Driller shut out so far. Up the middle with a nice run as well. Welsh gets about 6 or 7 yards out of that.
Well, coming into the ball game, we talked a lot about Alfonso Jackson and Jarek Johnson, but Peter Welch is the guy that's really picking up the tough yardage for the Drillers tonight.
You know, he's had a great game on both sides of the ball so far. When you really look at it, he's blocked well for these guys, and then when he's running the ball, he's run tough. And on defense, he's been really good at that linebacker position.
A lot of heart from that young man.
3rd and 4. Alexander out to the left. Dameron in the slot on the right. Gant way out right. Mitchell looks, throws the ball out to Alexander. Alexander still on his feet. Fumble! Oh, man.
He got it back.
Corey Actis, line coach for the Patriots. A massive mountain of a man skipping down the sidelines, tiptoeing down the sidelines, saying that's our football. And that ball just falls out.
Great job by Cody Wong to come in and strip that ball away. Great job by the Drillers to fall on that football.
3rd and 4. Gola yelling to Gant. Everybody trying to understand what Gola's trying to say. Dameron looking over, Gant looking over. Did I miss something?
Now they're gonna. I think we both missed something here, Vance.
Brian, did you see a flag? I didn't see a call or didn't hear a call.
No, I didn't, but
sideline.
They tacked some yardage on there.
It looked like a sideline. They must have.
Oh, it was on the other side of the football field. The flag came up. I didn't know that there was a penalty, so now it's 3rd and 7. Apologize, Kern County, but didn't see or hear anything. Mitchell pump fakes. Throws. Mitchell out to Alexander. He's on his knees, so looks like a nice play. That's going to be a first down for the Drillers.
Well, great job by Alex Mitchell this time. Puts that ball right on the money.
Nice play.
Great stop route by Emmanuel Alexander. Good looking wide receiver.
Sorry, Brian, the Drillers have the speed out there on the far ends of the football field. We just got to get it to them.
Well, I think they got to use these guys and get them in space. Emmanuel Alexander is really emerging right now as a receiver, and you see right there, JJ turning up, trying to pick up a few yards. It's just tough to run against Liberty. They have a great front seven, so Coach Golo knew that coming in, but you don't want to abandon the run like Kevin said earlier. So you got to take the run, but also you got to alleviate some of that pressure by throwing the ball to your athletes in space. I like the way Alexander's playing so far in this 3rd quarter, catching the ball, being a receiver. He's very aggressive.
That's the voice of Brian Adams, BHS Driller, UCLA Bruin.
Got a great kick out block from his fullback. Steven Schroeder on that last play.
Alfonso Jackson and Welsh behind Mitchell. The pass comes out to Alexander. Alexander's thrown down immediately at the 26-yard line.
Sorry, Vance. Brian, I like these nice little stop routes that they're running, setting up the Patriots for a possible stop and go later on.
Oh, I think so, definitely. And the thing I like about it is, one thing people say about passing is difficult. It's only difficult when you make it. You pass what they're giving you. Right now, the Liberty Patriots are playing off and soft and bailing out.
That's
Just take the short stuff. A quick hitter, a quick hitch, quick stop route, and now you can come up when they press up and try to go deep.
Last play of the third quarter. Mitchell hands the ball off to Johnson.
Boy,
nice run.
That was a nice little 3 or 4 yard run there. He kind of jumped over the line. A great job as we go to the fourth quarter. An outstanding football game so far. It's been
Bright House Networks is Kern County's local sports leader. Only on Bright House Networks Bakersfield, you'll see Bakersfield Condors ECHL Professional Hockey, Bakersfield Jam NBA D-League Basketball, Cal State Bakersfield NC2A Division I Basketball. 3 chances to watch it live on Channel 21 as it happens. Replay the next night or anytime on Bakersfield On Demand. Digital Channel 300.
Bright House Networks and the Boys and Girls Club of Kern County offered summer computer classes at the Armstrong Youth Center. Teens learned about safe searches, and young children learned about safe online games offered through Roadrunner. Bright House Networks and the Boys and Girls Club help these young people have a safe and fun summer while gaining useful computer skills. Bright House Networks is committed to Kern County and to being of service that betters our community.
Welcome back, everybody. Fourth quarter. Vance Palm here with Kevin Keys up on top of the announcer's booth on the visitor's side. And on the home side, they're a little shook up right now. They're trailing, being shut out 10-0. 3rd and 1 for the Drillers. Mitchell drops straight back. Looks at Dameron.
Nice route by Dameron. That's a double move route by Cooper Dameron. Sold young Austin Davis on the slant. And a nice double move and a good throw by Alex Mitchell as we take a look at it here on the BC Instant Replay. See if we can catch this. We don't catch the double move by Dameron, but a great job to create some separation for the touchdown.
And a very important point after. It's up and it's good, 10-7 Liberty. So Cooper Dameron with a nice double move hauls in a much needed touchdown pass from Alex Mitchell, and now they trail by a field goal. So things starting to get a little interesting at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Boy, we talked bloodline here. He must have got this from maybe Uncle Vance, probably.
Thought you got those hands from Uncle Vance.
One of the best athletes in the family. Those other Dameron guys got their hands in the dirt.
Uncle Brent, tight end and longtime coach at Bakersfield College, now one of the most respected administrators up there at the school. His grandfather, of course, Dwayne Dameron, pretty much synonymous with football in Kern County. His Uncle Lyle played on the 1976 national champion, junior college champion, junior Rose Bowl champion Renegades, and his dad, Paul Dameron, my brother-in-law, played for BC and Fresno State. Fired up about his Bulldogs, thought they should have beat Wisconsin this year.
One of my classmates up at Bakersfield College.
Always has great things to say about my partner, Kevin.
Yeah.
Paul does.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Paul Dameron.
10-7's the score. Wow, just like that. With a Dameron touchdown. Oh boy, interesting goings on here. McMahon boots this up, it's deep, and that'll be First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Bodies flying all over the place.
Fielded by Nick Shannon. Doesn't have an opportunity to return it. If you want to talk bloodline.
Let's do it. Nick Shannon bloodline.
Well, that's the grandson of Larry Frambro, Mary Fluker. Outstanding family.
Nice look at that touchdown one more time, and just what the doctor ordered for the Blue Crew.
Boy, Cooper's a good-looking kid. Boy, and he's going to be a late bloomer. I could see him playing this game for a long time.
Well, his photo in the program has him surfing. Go figure, a Dameron on a surfboard. Here we go.
Must have learned that out in Arvin, huh? Speed option, good job by Slayton to turn it up. But the ball's on the ground. They're going to call him down, but nice heads-up play there by Gelink to fall on it. You just never know as we take a look at this on the instant replay. Good job by Cantu to stay at home. Nice little soft play there by Cantu.
That ball was out.
That ball may have been a fumble.
But Liberty recovered it anyway. I mean, there's been lots of yardage, a couple yards.
Moot point.
We've had a mootism, a couple of mootisms.
Well, you can see that, you can feel the momentum swing here back to the Drillers' favor.
Handoff up the middle goes to Gelink.
Tyler Gelink giving Chris Deal a little bit of break. It's going to bring up third and about 7.
Nice football game you're watching in high school football game of the week. Channel 21, Friday nights at 10:30. This will go Bakersfield on demand by late Saturday night, meaning 11:59. It rolls into Sunday, so this will be a game a lot of people will be watching. These league games now, everybody's watching, of course, to study them. 3rd and 7, both squads bouncing up on the sidelines. Driller faithful standing up. Neal with the pitch. Neal hammered at the line of scrimmage. Big hit. Brian Adams, I'm hearing you down there, my man. What's up?
Oh my goodness, that play right there by the defensive end was awesome. He spins off of the block and makes the tackle. That was just a beautiful play on the defensive end.
Well, Welch has been all over the place for the Drillers tonight. So has Cantu. Boom, Tevin Jackson.
Oh.
Great job fighting off the block.
4th and 7 now. The Patriots will have to punt it up. Made a great point, Kevin, that the momentum shift, the vibration here, now obviously with the Blue Crew. Perfect snap. Nice long punt, beautiful punt.
Nice job, but it's fielded by
Alfonso Jackson has an opportunity. Already a flag on the play, already.
This is gonna be a nice run back by Jackson, but
still on his feet, but very early in all of this was a flag. And now a late flag. Oh boy.
Little extracurricular activities happening there on the Driller sideline.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of those big ones, those 15-yarders, when you see it thrown that late.
So there's going to be some discussions out here amongst the officiating crew. An early flag, and I mean when the ball went off the foot of the punter, the flag.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Drillers.
We don't know if it'll be offsetting yet. I didn't get the first penalty. Anybody pick that up? Our director, Bernie Johnson, saying it was against Liberty. Well, they're both against BHS. They declined the first one, took the second one, which was the unsportsmanlike conduct, and that means it'll bring it back to midfield. So, you know, you want to try to capitalize on this momentum you're having. You get a long run back.
Well, as a defensive coach, as you take a look at this run back by Alfonso Jackson, does a good job of reading his blocks, cutting back and picking up extra yardage there. As you see Nick Shannon and number 21 are the Patriots, Romero Villarreal.
Well, we are at a first down from the Liberty's 49-yard line. Basically, it's at midfield. Mitchell wants to go to the air again. Mitchell this time throws it out and it just over the outreached hands of Irving Gant. Brian, I like that route.
Well, I like the creativity we're starting to see now with the passing offense of the Drillers. They're getting some confidence, but they're giving Mitchell time to throw the ball. And Kevin alluded to it earlier, they're going to eventually set him up for a pump and go on some kind of route, a stop and go or a slant and go, and they got it with Cooper.
Ooh.
And so they're doing a good job of mixing it up and keeping them off balance now.
2nd and 10. Dameron now split out to the left as a wide receiver. Gant close to us on the far side of the field. Dameron's going to go for another. This one is up, and it is picked off
by Austin Davis. Great job by Austin Davis to jump that route and come up with a play. Well, that's the son, you want to talk bloodline, that's the son of Liberty High School's athletic director, Tim Davis, outstanding baseball player at University of Iowa.
He read that like a book.
He did. Cooper had some room on him. But look at young Austin jump in there and make a play.
Dameron took a lick at the end of that play.
Austin Davis, got to talk about him for a second, Vance. Just a great kid. He was our ball boy back when I coached with his dad, JV football at Liberty. He was a part of our first undefeated team at Liberty as a ball boy and as the second undefeated team as a player.
Wow, things getting crazy here now. Fans, bands, everybody up, fired up. And a strong 4-yard run down there by who else? Chris Neal.
Well, the defenses are just stepping up tonight for both squads. Big hits, big plays.
Marty Offentronger.
Well, there you go again. Stranger.
That was a setup, Kern County. We have a timeout called by the Liberty football coach. And again, gives me a chance to thank Premier Equipment Rentals on the south side of the field, a bright yellow lift. On the right side of the football field, the north side, a bright blue lift. And these babies came from the oil fields today, right downtown to Bakersfield. Thank you, Premier Equipment Rentals, for these great scissor lifts and for being involved in our pregame show with our host, Kevin Keys. And here's another look at that interception. Mitchell going to Dameron the whole way, but Davis reading it the whole way.
And he had him open.
Well, fellas, one of the things you want to do in a big receiver, Vance, I'm looking up and I'm seeing you standing up and I see Kevin Keys right there. What I want to do with a tall receiver is give you the advantage. I don't have to lead you. Because if I lead you, I give Kevin, who might be quicker, an advantage to get to the ball.
Hey,
so
Vance.
I want to put the ball up and let you go get it and use your height and your size to make a play.
But Brian, you got to realize when you got an athlete covering a bigger guy, it really doesn't make a difference. Because I would just out-jump, man.
Well, what I would do also is use my basketball knowledge, take this sharp elbow, put it right into his cage. I get the point, Brian. You want to throw that thing up and let Cooper go for it. 2nd and 7. It's getting physical, even with the announcers. Look out. Slayton.
Patriots better hurry up. They're going to run out of time.
Now what?
I think they're going to get a timeout from the sideline here. Oh, they don't get it. They're going to flag them before it. I think the coaching staff was trying to call timeout down on the field, but somebody moved before they could get the call.
They gave it to them.
They gave them the timeout. So are they going to wave that flag off? Looks like they are.
Second and what now, guys? Still 2nd and 7. All right. 2nd and 7. 8:47. And now Liberty will have one timeout remaining here in the football game.
And guys, you can't come out of timeout and get another timeout.
Wow.
You're sitting there talking, discussing what you're going to do. You should already be ready. You should have all 11 guys ready to go on the field. You should have been lined up ready to cut. You didn't need to huddle again. Just go right up and call your play.
Right.
That right there is inexcusable. And those kind of mistakes can come back to haunt you. And the one of the things that I've seen tonight is a lot of little mistakes. You know, those little mistakes can come back and creep in and cost you a game on both sides of the ball. Exactly.
Well, that's a great point, Brian, and that's something you don't want to do is burn another timeout. You only have one left and still a lot of time on the clock with 8:42 to go in the game.
Well, they've had 2 timeouts to get prepared for 2nd and 7. Slayton drops back, looks, wants to go to the corner. The ball's deflected, and it is incomplete. It was hit at the line of scrimmage.
It was intended for Marty Affenstranger. As you take a look at this BC instant replay, Affenstranger saw that he had no chance of making the catch, and he turned himself into a pretty good defensive player here. As you take a look at this ball, kind of a wobbly pass.
It didn't get hit.
Overthrows him, and Marty just kind of sticks his hand up and knocked that ball down.
Dylan Slayton throws some nice tight spirals, so when that thing kind of waffled out, I assumed it got hit. My fault, it did not. Either way, 3rd and 7.
The ball looked like it was a punt rather than a pass.
Here we go. It's a big, big football play right here.
Another delayed game. They got them
12
again.
players. The Drillers have 12.
Delayed game. They got them again.
Oh, the Patriots have 12 men on the field. Oh, that's just a delay of game called, Kevin.
Well, what we saw was Charles Anderson sprinting to get out and cover Ryan Patterson, and it looked as though he was screaming to get off the field.
Yeah,
he was not. Here's this matchup right over here between Patterson and AJ on the left side of the football field. Slayton goes to his right, throws across the middle, and he's going to be short of the first down. They say incomplete.
Pretty good defensive play by Jarek Johnson and Charles Anderson. They knew the down and distance and covered them just well enough right in front.
That ball was on the ground, so great call out there. 4th and 12, and that was a discombobulated series at best for Liberty, and now they're going to boot the ball, and the dangerous Gant-Jackson combo at their own 35-yard line with 8.5 left in the football game. Goodness, and now we have another flag.
Yeah, they're just not being aware of the time.
But this is something that's plagued the Patriots. Sorry, Brian. This is something that's plagued the Patriots early on in the season against Clovis West. They had some costly penalties at the end of the game.
Yeah. They had 12 guys on the field that time, Kevin.
They did have 12 that
guys
time.
on the field. The punter, you got to be counting. I mean, that's part of when you like a punt returner. Your job is to count. Same thing with the punter. You're supposed to count.
Zach Vasquez ran off the field after the flag and got an earful. Well, perfect snap. Here's another massive boot.
Punt. Look at that. Great job by Colton Schmidt.
Wow, what a punt.
To give his defense decent field position.
Well, give Colton Schmidt some credit because he's saving them right now because they just lost 10 yards of field position and he got it all back for him on that big boot.
Brian, that's a 62-yard punt.
Well, already that's his second 60-yard punt. So Barbara Honda may get a kick out of a player tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to figure his field goal and then the way he's punting and kept that field position going. I think he's got to be getting some votes.
Well, this has been a game of field position. Very rarely do you see a punter.
Yeah, and he's been and no return yardage on it.
Absolutely.
On the kickoffs.
1st and 10, Driller football. Mitchell to his right, looks, throws one out, and his intended receiver out there lost his footing. That was Irving Gant.
It's a nice little timing route by the Drillers. They just can't connect on it. As we take a look here on the BC instant replay. Little 5-step drop. timing route. Gant slipped and the ball was a little overthrown. But not a bad play on first down.
2nd and 10. Exciting football game. Mitchell goes to his left.
Oh,
throws it.
There's another interception.
Right into the hands of Jack Erner. Erner was basically standing right where he threw it. Obviously, Mitchell didn't see him.
Mitchell sprints out.
It's too late to throw the ball when you're rolling out like that. You got to have an internal clock in your head. When you're rolling how he's rolling, that defense is rolling with you. And the longer you take, you get more defenders with the defenders, and that's a lot of times what happens. You get those interceptions.
That's the voice of Brian Adams, 10-year veteran here on High School Football Game of the Week, our nuts and bolts. And he's pacing the sidelines on the football field he spent a lot of time on. This is a seesaw back and forth game, and it is, I'm nervous.
Two tough defenses. Toss sweep to Neal. Neal cuts the ball back, but
George
he's got
Ming.
Big George Ming right in his face.
George Ming, everybody, was laying some serious hits down 2 years ago as a sophomore for the Drillers. And as a senior, it's great to see him on the field. Had some injuries, and he's a very well-respected and highly looked upon football player and a leader on this team. So to have George Ming out there on this football field at this time means a lot to his fellow Drillers. Ming backs up to the 30. Slayton goes to his right.
Oh, nice job by Tevin Jackson. Almost, they're going
Flag.
to call a hold that time.
Oh, and a big hit as Slayton tries to get out of bounds, and he is hit hard out there by Peter Welsh.
Well, watch Tevin Jackson come off the line of scrimmage here. He came off with fire, and they had to hold him because he would have tackled Slayton for a loss here. See the hold right there. Credit the defensive lineman, number 55, Tevin Jackson.
Welsh just laid him out, too. What a player Tevin Jackson is, a 6'2", 225-pound senior, and he is a force out there. Penalty is going to be on Liberty, the obvious holding call, and as Kevin said, you had to do it.
Tevin Jackson, Kenny Wallace, and Big Cantu, Emilio Cantu, is probably three of the toughest down linemen that we'll see all season.
2nd and 26 from their own 44-yard line, Liberty. They go to Neal on a delayed draw. Nothing. If anything, a loss.
Jake Hunt in on the tackle for the Drillers. Looked like it was supposed to be a little counter tray. Nice job by the Driller defense. So 3rd and a whole bunch. 27 to be exact. Maybe a screen pass. Draw.
You never know with Van Horn, because he might go conservative to take a chance.
Got Dylan Nettles out here at wide receiver. He's looking his way. He's got Patterson wide open.
Oh, my goodness. Alexander went up. Oh, sorry, that was Alfonso Jackson went up. It went through Jackson's hands and bounced off the helmet of Patterson.
Patterson ran a nice route. He was wide open, had Jackson beat on the play. Ball was just a little bit underthrown.
Watch this.
Here.
Goes through Jackson's hands and then off the helmet of Patterson. Ay, ay, ay.
Credit to Alfonso Jackson at breaking up that play.
Well, now you see Jackson and Gant at their 10-yard line because Schmidt is going to just pound another one. This one's a little wobblier, if that's a word.
And that's a good job there.
Sure.
Those are two guys that are good return man. So this kid's thinking out there, and he's keeping his football team in the game with his punting ability. Just great job by Coach Schmidt tonight.
Oh, it definitely is. This is one of the better kicking exhibitions I think we've seen.
All right, boys, 6:22 left in this football game. The Drillers are going to have to go. Where's the football? Can anybody find that? There it is. The 13. They're going to go. Man, long ways. Long ways. 83 yards. They start off by going fumble.
Boy, what a big hit.
And they're in field goal range already.
By Brady Burt. What a big hit by Brady Burt to come in and knock that ball loose. It's going to be recovered by Mason Ernston.
Goodness gracious.
That's the 4th turnover tonight.
Watch that. Angelo Ornelas, Brady Burt. Ornelas is stripping at the football.
Guys, that's 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions.
Wow.
Well, you can't win football games with 5 turnovers.
No. And the bad part is if you're a driller, you are definitely in Mr. Smith's kicking area.
Yeah, you're right. With 5:40 now, offensive coordinator for Liberty, Coach Van Horn now starts to think about grinding this thing down.
Well, I'd like to give a lot of credit to the special teams coaches. You know, you don't hear a lot about those guys. Dale Tedrow, the special teams coach for the Patriots, spending extra time working with his punter, doing an excellent job and just a great strategy tonight. Keeping the ball out of the hands of the dangerous return man of Bakersfield High.
I formation for the Patriots. Neal's going to take the handoff. He gets met at the 25-yard line and brought down. This has been a game with so many different talking points, if you will, to put it in the business vernacular. A lot of talking points, Kevin, and we've hit on all of them a couple of different times, but wow, 5 turnovers for a football team that is so well coached.
Well, the Patriots are going to grind all the time off the clock here and rely on their reliable running back, Chris Neal, to kind of chew up some yards. It's 2nd and 9.
They go to the air. This time it's out to Patterson. Fumble!
And it's going to be recovered by the Drillers.
Driller football, just as we talk about sticking with Neal, they throw it out to Patterson and the ball is coughed up.
Well, that's a dangerous, dangerous call.
Oh my goodness, we see it right here, Kevin. I just can't believe it.
Nice job by Alfonso Jackson to kind of strip that ball out. And big
Schroeder got it.
Steven Schroeder falls on it before it goes out of bounds.
How many lives do the Drillers have? If anybody knows, it's B. Adams.
Well, I'll tell you, they're feline drillers tonight, huh? 9 lives.
Wow. Here we go. 5:18. Seems like a lifetime left in this football. So many things can happen.
Well, they're not securing the ball. If you're watching this at home and you're a young kid watching, when you get in traffic and guys hitting, you have to cover that ball up and protect it, or you have to tuck it in tight into your shoulder pad. But a lot of times these guys have been running through, and it hasn't been massive hits. The ball's just being stripped out because it's just loose ball security. So that has to be paramount. And I know these coaches are going to get on these guys when they get to practice on Monday about ball security.
I never remember seeing Larry Zonka wear gloves.
Well, Larry Zonka didn't have to play both sides of the football. Jarek Johnson has been on the field all night. I'm not trying to make excuses for that young man, but he's been one of the guys coming up, laying the big hits on Chris Neal and Angelo Ornelas and covering guys downfield, and also having to carry much of the load tonight on offense because we haven't seen a whole lot of Alfonso Jackson tonight.
Well, you know, Alfonso, I think like you said, Kevin, this hasn't been sharp offensively, but he's made 2 big plays defensively recently.
Yeah, he has.
The corner route he defended and then getting the strip right there. But like I said, I really think, Kevin, when we look at it, we review the films ourselves, you're just going to see the ball security is just not like Tiki Barber, who's had a problem fumbling, and he changed his style and really got that ball tight and high and tucked into that shoulder pad.
Gant, Alexander, Johnson, everybody on the right side. Mitchell sends Alfonso Jackson in motion. They come right up the middle with it with Welsh. 4:24 left in the football game. The clock stopped for a second. They're thinking about changing the first down markers, and that's what they do.
Drillers have got to get up in a little bit of hurry-up mode. Still a lot of time with 2 timeouts left on the 3 timeouts.
Clock begins to tick again. What a finishing store.
A little unorganized
Yeah,
out there.
they're confused right now what they're doing.
Uh-oh. Mitchell in that half shotgun. A lot of times it's a delayed run from him. This time it is. He's drugged down out there. Doesn't get anything. So that half shotgun again shows Mitchell running.
Gola's not happy about that. I think he wants him to pitch it and get it to Alfonso.
Sure.
Well, that was just not a very good read by Alex Mitchell that time as they run the weak side option. I like my chances with Alfonso Jackson trying to outrun someone rather than Alex.
And he got the ball stuck on the hip too.
All receivers on the left side. They go up again to the middle. Walsh again with a nice run. Gets hit a couple of times hard and still stays on his feet with 4 more yards afterwards. And that's going to bring up 3rd and short. 3:14 and counting left on our BC replay.
Well, Welsh is going to go out of the game on this, but I tell you what, for my money, that's the guy I want right now carrying the football.
He's probably been the best player for the Drillers on both sides of the ball all night.
Absolutely.
They go up the gut again, and that's going to be close.
That's going to be a Driller first down. The clock stops with 2:56 as they move the chains.
High school football game of the week is what you're watching. Under 3 minutes left in this football game. 10-7, Liberty has led the entire game. They were up 10-0 for 2.5 quarters. No, sorry, 3 whole quarters. They've got a man open, and it's caught. Emmanuel Alexander with a 35-yard chuck from the vice president, Alex Mitchell.
Well, the Patriots were in a cover 2 jam. They had Nick Shannon up in press coverage on Alexander. Doesn't get a bump on him, but a nice route that time by Alexander as he gets help over the top just a little bit too late.
But that's one of the weaknesses against that cover 2, Kevin, is that outside. There's a long way for that safety to come over.
Credit Alex Mitchell with an excellent pass on the play.
1st and 10. Right up the middle. What a big run. And that's about an 11-yard run out there by JJ, Jarek Johnson.
You take a look at Jarek here, just the intensity as he gets down close to the red zone. Kind of lights his fire a little bit. Still running hard late in the game. The clock is stopped. The clock should be going. It's not a first down, but the clock has stopped.
The officials now call a timeout.
The coaching staff is wondering what's going on.
Well, the officials want a measurement.
Well, from up here, looks like it's going to be way short, but
I thought it was a first down. I thought it was an 11-yard run. The yelling that you heard in Brian's microphone was the Patriots coaching staff wondering why is the clock still running. Ooh, it's that close.
Well, that's a great job then. That's a great job stopping the clock because they are about an inch short.
Man, it's less than a hand.
They wanted a measurement, but they've got to, as soon as they get these chains off, they got to get that clock running.
2nd and 1. Oh, boy. Everybody tucked in tight. 2 receivers out there, but with Welsh as the fullback, it goes right up the middle to him, and that's going to be a first down, Drillers. The clock will stop long enough for those chains to move, and then it's going to start again. What a football game. If for some reason you're just getting to your screen, Liberty led for 3 quarters, 10-0. Very heavily contested, hard-hitting football game. And then the Drillers score in the first play of the fourth quarter with a touchdown pass to Cooper Dameron thrown by Alex Mitchell. And now it's 1st and 10 with 2:12 left. Mitchell wants to go to the air. Again, throws this one out there, and it's almost picked off again out there by Austin Davis. Brian, it doesn't seem that ball's getting out there quick enough. Very scary.
No, and that's the ball you got to be careful. You throw any ball to the sideline, if it's coming out that soft and not enough pace, it's easy pick six.
Ooh.
So they just dodged one right there. But I'll tell you, at this end of the field, I would like to see Cooper Dameron sprout again and use his height and go one-on-one from that fade in that corner.
They go up the middle. Welsh.
And that's the guy you want carrying the ball right now.
Yes, sir. Every time he's been real tough up the middle.
So 2nd and 4, 1:44 left. Don't forget, everybody, Liberty only has one timeout left. Now that it's not as if they'd be calling it now. They want the pressure to be on the Drillers to get in there. The BHS does have 3 timeouts. This time they go up and over the middle to Jarek Johnson on a 2nd and 4 call. And now they're going to have to burn one right now. Timeout BHS. 10-7, Liberty leads with $1:25 left in this football game. Everybody on the BHS side standing up. Most of the Liberty side standing up.
2nd and 4, Vance, excuse me. Here's a situation where you got 1:25 left on the clock. Still plenty of time. You don't want to score too soon. But this is a situation where you got to get number 6 in the game, Peter Welch. He's been your best runner inside the tackle. He could get 3 or 4 yards against the Patriot defense. That would stop the clock. But you got to call 2 plays right here. You got to have back-to-back plays ready to go.
Now, Kevin, if you come up short, are you going to kick the field goal?
Well, they're lining up for a field goal right now. Cooper Dameron's in there as the snap.
Is it 4th down or is it 3rd down? The scoreboard says 3rd, but I guess it is 4th down.
It's 4th down. So
they're going to have to kick it. Excuse me. Scoreboard is wrong again. It's 4th and 4.
How much pressure on the holder now?
Boy, Liberty was in this situation last week, and Colton Smith kind of missed it, but McMahon will have a shot for the Drillers. Here's the snap. The hold is good. The kick is up.
It's good.
And it's good! So a tied game with 1:21 left.
First of all, Kern County, our apologies. We thought it was 3rd down during the timeout break, and we found out it was 4th down as we came back from the timeout. So apologies for not setting that up right. But who cares? Look at this.
Tie ball game with 1:21 left. So it's been the kickers tonight who are keeping their teams in the ball game. As you see, Craig McMahon, his older brother up at Bakersfield College, kicking, doing a great job.
10-10, Kevin. 10-10, Brian. $1:21 left. So now, for a game that's been marred with a mountain of turnovers
and penalties. Who knows what to expect on this kickoff?
Well, if you're the Patriot kick return team, you got to be thinking, hang on to the football, because if you turn it over, the Drillers are going to be in great field position for a field goal. If you're the kickoff team, you got to be thinking, hey, don't let these guys get good field position.
Yeah, because Schmidt can boot it. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, if you're a return man, Kevin, you couldn't want it better than this, a chance to take it to the house. I wouldn't be thinking about fumbling. I'd be thinking about going 6.
Well, will the Drillers try to keep it low and short and make something happen and get themselves field position? I doubt it.
The way they've been hitting in this ball game, though, Brian, that's the one thing you got to be thinking is protect the football.
Well, before anything, there's an offsides.
You know, I know what you're saying, Kevin, but I want my guys. One thing that I've experienced on being on sidelines at UCLA with Coach Donahue is talking to the fullback on a big 3rd down play. Secure the ball, don't fumble, and what happened against Cal? Boom, ball pops out. I want my guys thinking positive. I don't want them even thinking about the word fumble or negativity. I want them to return the ball. That's what you're back there for. I trust you. go take it to the house.
Brian, as you're talking, Kevin and I are thinking, my goodness, offsides on the kickoff.
Yeah,
now all of a sudden,
penalty.
you're giving Schmidt 10 extra yards. Oh. There's no wind whatsoever. The flag is absolutely at a standstill. This time it's a low one, and it's going to bounce right into the hands.
Taken by Nick Shannon.
Shannon,
Still on his feet.
flag on the play.
You might get a block in the back. Might have a block in the back by the Patriots. Let's see.
They got multiple flags on this one.
It's going to be against the Patriots. So with the clock at what it is, basically everybody's can take a big breather here as long as they don't turn the ball over and go into overtime.
Well, the drillers aren't going to be playing up on you. You can run the short side of the field and run out. Well, you might not do it now, you're on the 10-yard line, but if you had the bare field position, you could have ran outs, quick outs on the sideline, just caught the ball and got out of bounds and stopped the clock and picked up yardage.
Well, here's the situation right here where the drillers got to get a quick stop and a quick timeout. Right away.
Slayton wants to throw. They give it out here to.
It's a great job by number 4, Dylan Meadows.
Ming laid him out. Some big hitting going on late in this football game. Got out of bounds.
That's a huge play there. Great call on first down.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, Kevin. Just work that little sideline out all the way down. Because they're not going to give you anything deep. They should be playing a little bit off. If they are playing that tight, then you're going to be able to say, hey, we can take a chance.
Minute and 3 seconds, still plenty of time.
Great call, Brian.
Got it again.
Look out! Ooh, that was thrown
Ball's
behind him.
Ball's got to be on point, though.
Thrown behind him, and wow, Welsh roaming the neighborhood for a pickoff as Ming doing what he does best, pile driving.
Yeah, but did you see Marty Affenstranger on that fly route? Nice little ball thrown just behind Dylan Meadows, but as you see, George Ming lay the hat.
The Ming sting.
Like his Uncle Garrett Ming used to do for the West High Vikings back in the day. Got trips to the far side of the field.
Slayton goes across the middle. It's picked off! It's picked off! Alexander!
Emmanuel. Dangerous pass over the middle with 50 seconds left on the clock. And that's going to give the Drillers a chance to kick a field goal or run it in for a score. A costly error there. Brian, you talked about throwing the safe routes to the outside as we see Dylan Meadows look in the middle of the field. Great job by Emmanuel Alexander to jump the route to put his team in position to win the game with 50 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, you let the athlete use his athletic ability when you could have just took it out by going to the sideline.
Jared Johnson bounces it outside. He's got some running room.
Does not get out of bounds.
Clock's going to continue to run, but the Drillers have 2 timeouts. They're calling.
They got 2 timeouts left. He's yelling timeout. He finally gave it to him.
He's out.
I get this ball dead in the center or to the other half so the right foot kicker can kick it in.
35 seconds left. Here's another look at the interception.
And this interception is what Kevin Keys was talking about, Vance, when I told him about posting him up, is using his athleticism to beat the guy to the ball. The ball's still out there. He just out-athletes the receiver for the interception, and now he's just going to do what he does on offense and try to make as many yards as he can, make guys miss.
Well, Emmanuel Alexander is listed 5'11", 175 pounds, senior. Did a great job using his athleticism there to give his Drillers a shot at winning this ball game.
Both powerhouse programs come in 1-2. First game of league. Both teams looking for a springboard into league, being 1-0. knowing that the team that goes down tonight will go in next week at 1-3, 0-1. So a lot of drama here in the next 35 seconds. Mitchell will have one running back behind him. That'll be Welsh. Dameron out as a receiver. They go to Welsh right up the middle. Welsh still on his feet. Welsh.
That's the guy.
That's Barbara Honda driving towards the goal line.
Hey, and Coach Gola says, stay in there. We want you to take the ball into the end zone.
He has a timeout.
Doesn't want to use it. Mitchell stops the clock. Now with 26 seconds left, it'll be second and goal from the 2. Second and goal from the 2.
I wouldn't rely on a kicker here. I would rely on number 6. Put the ball in his hand. He's been doing it all night for you.
You know, that's exactly right. I mean, the thing about it is you can still call a timeout if you don't get in on this one. So you got plenty of time. Time's on your side. The timeout's in your favor. And I'm with you. Go to I'm going to call him Barbara Honda. Get the ball to Barbara Honda.
All right. Well, Alfonso Jackson is behind him. They go to A.J. Touchdown, Drillers.
It's a nice little stretch move. They give the ball to Alfonso deep in the backfield. Had some great blocks from his offensive line as we take a look at the BC instant replay. Alfonso Jackson, the go-ahead touchdown.
Well, that's a great call.
For the Drillers.
Welsh, Jackson. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is up, and it is good.
And wouldn't you know it, Brian, the train is leaving the station.
Right as the ball goes through the upright, so 21 seconds left.
Look out at the Santa Fe Railway. The train is leaving the station.
Well, all they have now is they can hope that one of the return guys take it back the distance. I doubt they get a good chance. You're probably going to see a squib or a kick all the way in the end zone.
I hate squibs in this situation, Brian, because a lot of bad things happen when you kick the ball squibbing it. It can come short. I know the Patriots only have one timeout, but 21 seconds left. If you squib it, there's going to be, 15 seconds left on the clock?
Yeah, I hate squibs too, not for that reason, if I can't return it.
17 unanswered points by the Drillers, and here's a look.
Look at that block out there. Look at that great block out there by, who's that, Irving Gant?
Wow, and Alfonso Jackson just kind of jogs into a wide open corner of pay dirt.
Wow, so this is if the Patriots can't come back, this would be their third loss where they've lost in the last seconds of the game. They lost to Clovis West in the last seconds.
They were up 10-0 to start the fourth quarter. 17 unanswered points in the fourth by the Drillers. Everybody up.
Credit the Driller defense for keeping them in the ball game. And
it's up and it's long.
That's what you're supposed to do right there.
Yep.
Kick the ball into the end zone.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Liberty has 80 yards to go. No field goal now will help them. Can you imagine? A few minutes ago we were talking about Schmidt as possibly being a Barber Honda player of the game, and just like that, and it seemed just like that, where we're looking at the Drillers being up 7. Wow.
And look at this prevent defense of the Drillers. You got a big nickel defense as they throw it underneath the coverage to Dylan.
Got to get out of bounds.
You got to get out of bounds, and he does with 15 seconds left.
Gets to the 35-yard line.
Not bad field position.
Do your math, 65 and 15.
Colton Smith might still have a chance at this thing. That's what I don't like about these prevent defenses, is that you do give up a lot of yards underneath. And if you can make 3 plays underneath in 5 seconds, there's a little swing pass to Neal. He's got to get out of bounds.
They're not going to.
Oh, and that's a trip. They don't call it.
They call timeout.
Charles Anderson got away with a trip. Corey Axis is yelling and screaming from the sideline.
Wow.
I thought that would have been a penalty on this play. Watch this here. Little leg slide, little soccer player here. Look at that. Boop. That's an illegal play, and the
15-yarder
got away with it.
Yeah, they did. And I'll tell you, you talked about the prevent the win defense. This might be the only time, Kevin, I like to see it. With 21 seconds left, they have to score a touchdown. They had to kick a field goal when they first started the play. It was 21 seconds. They had to kick a field goal, then I don't like it. But you got to score a touchdown. That's a lot of green to cover with 21 seconds with kids who don't get to practice like college and pro guys the same way. But they don't practice. You coach, you don't practice a lot of 2-minute drills to be that polished for this situation.
Well, that's why you have passing league, and you know, if you're not working on this in passing league, then why have it?
Yeah, but passing league is in the summer with no pads. Passing league is totally different. And passing league, you can look like you're the best receiving team in the league, and then come out, you know, in the around the area in the state, and then you come out in the game, and it's just a little bit different.
Well, you can still work on a passing game, so I like this. Here we go.
Yeah, all right,
8 seconds left.
17-10. Drillers lead by a touchdown. Slayton drops back. Clock starts. Slayton throws this thing up, and it is. Oh my goodness! This game should be over. One more play should have been over right there. The ball rolled off of Emmanuel Alexander's fingertips and then dropped in Alfonso Jackson's hands and ended up on the grass. Watch this.
Well, the ball. They're lucky that this ball wasn't caught because that game would have been over. Throwing the ball down the center of the field.
Oh boy.
You guys got my vote. You know who I'm picking for Barber Honda, so you got my vote.
The way this game has been, we better wait till the very last tick of the clock.
So Dylan Slayton will try to do his best Doug Flutie imitation as he throws it underneath to Dylan, passes it over to.
That's going to be it, or is it?
Marty
the big fella. He's not giving it up. That's it. Drillers win. Peter Welsh is our Barber Honda player of the game. This is going to be a classic on Bright House Networks On Demand, Channel 300. For Kevin Keys, I'm Vance Palm up top. Brian Adams on the grass. When we go down to the field, Peter Welsh will be presented with the Barber Honda player of the game. What a game!
College football lives here, and because every game counts, you need the ESPN Game Plan pay-per-view package with key matchups and rivalries from major conferences. You'll get up to 12 out-of-market games every Saturday. Call your pay-per-view provider today for this special weekly offer, and you'll be all set for a great weekend of college football with ESPN Game Plan.
ESPN Game Plan gives college football fans the games they want throughout the season, including games outside their local viewing area.
Get rid of your old gas guzzler and buy used at the Barber Honda's Used Car Super Center. With over 200 cars, you'll get superstar treatment and state-of-the-art service at the new Barber Honda Service Center. It's the absolute best in Kern County. Find a pre-owned, fuel-efficient car that's just right for you. And Barber Honda has the largest selection of certified pre-owned Hondas. Don't wait until gas is over $6 a gallon. Start saving gas and money now at the Barber Honda Used Car Super Center, 4625 Weibel Road at the entrance to the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Welcome to the Barber Honda postgame show. What an exciting game we had here tonight at Griffith Field. We're here with the Barber Honda player of the game, Peter Welsh. Outstanding game tonight. Peter played on both sides of the football, only had one carry in the first half, but willed his team to victory. Peter, what did Coach say to you at the halftime for you guys to come out so fired up?
You know, we base our whole weightlifting program on this. We go all through 4 quarters. We have a 4-quarter workout station, and he tells us to apply our game to that. And so we really pushed it, and we realized we can't go 1-3.
You guys were down 10-0 at halftime, and you came out. You had a huge fumble recovery on the 5-yard line. Talk about how your defense kept this kept your team in the game tonight?
You know, from summer at some camps and stuff, we've been working on our defense and holding that run. We knew Chris Neal was a really good running back, and we knew we had a key on him. And so we play just 100% like nose to the ball, and we got to get there. So I think that definitely showed. I had the chance to come and visit you guys early in the week, and you guys were doing a chalk talk, kind of a leadership 101. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means to you? It's really special. You know, we do that every week. We do it every day before a game as well, and it just kind of gets us in a better mindset about the deeper aspect of football, and it helps us apply it and helps us be better football players.
Well, when you talk about the deeper aspect of things, you got Sam Croft from Barber Honda to award Peter Welsh as the Barber Honda Player of the Game. Sam, would you like to do the honors?
Well, like you carried the lunch pail. I mean, you really represented the character for the team in the fourth quarter. So it was a great job. On behalf of Bright House Networks and Barber Honda, we'd like to present you the Player of the Game award. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And there you go.
Thank you.
Peter, congratulations. That's going to do it for Bernie Johnson and our crew. Brian Adams and Vance Palm. I'm Kevin Keys. Good night, everybody.
With cooking, cleaning, planning, and homework to do, when it's time for TV shows, you might not make it in time to watch. So let them wait for you. You've got Start Over, powered by Bright House Networks, letting you restart certain live TV shows right from the very beginning, all with just a few clicks of the select button on your remote. It's free and included with your digital cable. So when it comes to time, you've got plenty of it. Start Over, powered by Bright House Networks, making life easier.
Send us your videos and be a star. Introducing You on Demand, exclusively on Bright House Networks. Send us a video of your family, friends, or pets, funny videos, short films you've made, or musical performances, and you could see yourself on demand. Go to bakersfield.mybrighthouse.com for more information and click on the You on Demand logo for details. So send us your videos and be a star. You on Demand on Bakersfield On Demand Digital Channel 300.
ESPN College Game Day.
You ready? I'm ready.
The #1 college football show.
Expect the unexpected.
I know you've done your homework on this.
Absolutely.
Every Saturday.
It's always a fun place to be.
Look at these beautiful people. I love them. This is heaven.
Live from the nation's college football hotspots.
These are the best college football fans in the nation.
The guys, the predictions, and the headgear.
Go Buckeyes!
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN and ESPN HD. Then log on at collegegameday.com.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Bright House Networks.